Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the ReelTok Podcast, episode 31. As always, I'm joined alongside my beautiful co-hosts, Seth, Cam, and Tyler. We have a packed agenda. Usually we say episodes are not going to be as long as we think they are. This one actually might be pretty long. We're going to be reviewing Air, Super Mario Bros. We got a ton of trailer drops from Across the Spider-Verse and Barbie and Ahsoka. Star Wars, the panel happened yesterday, and there's a ton of Star Wars news that I am sure our resident Star Wars man, Seth, is really excited to talk about.
I knew you were going to say that. I don't know why.
Cam, Star Wars is the one with the lightsabers, by the way. Got you. As always, we're trying to push as much content as possible. We got the Patreon up and running. All of this is possible because of the support you guys give us. We love sitting down together for a couple hours on a Saturday or Sunday and just talking movies. It's obviously what we all enjoy doing. So thank you guys for all the continued support. We are, of course, on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't. Apple Podcasts. I don't know if you can like or subscribe or whatever, but do something there.
You can follow.
You can follow us on Apple Podcasts
and
review,
rate,
rate. So rate us 5 stars. Unless you hate us, rate us 1. I don't care. Just rate us. Thank you.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
And shout out our boy Adamson Visuals. He is our guy putting together all of our amazing graphics. So big shout out to him. Contact him for any of your graphic design needs, gentlemen. We got a lot to talk about, so let's just get right into the episode. How was everyone's week? Tyler, we'll start with you. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Normally, I feel like the last 2 weeks, especially with the time change, I feel like I come on here, I'm like, I'm super tired, but I am tired today, but I'm just making the decision. I'm happy, and I'm awake. It's episode 31. I'm just going to be fully energetic, and we're going to have a great episode today. It's been a good week. I've been getting into YouTube, so that's always a grind. Like, just... the videos just take so much longer to make and edit. As Seth, like I know you know, and George, I know you know from your vlog. Like it's just a different level of commitment when you make a YouTube video. So
my one vlog video, that one vlog video I posted, I didn't even edit it. Victoria did.
But even
might take no time. I just record and post. I've not edited anything ever.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because you can just like because I think Seth's like you just cap cut yourself in, right?
No, I just record on Loom and then record my laptop. It's simple as that.
Oh,
so Loom is just a software. I record my webcam.
Yeah.
Laptop. That's it. The CapCut is the one I post on TikTok.
I kind of figured yours were just like, you would record the laptop, Yeah.
The main effort for mine is just making the tier list and getting the images. Once it's done, it's easy.
It's deciding on the tiers to put things on. Yeah, I texted you guys
pretty
this
much.
week.
Yeah.
I respect the shit out of you guys for taking on YouTube. That is a different animal and so much time commitment that obviously we all have full-time jobs. So well done to the two of you.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's like a different level of video making because you don't have to tighten your takes as much as you have to do on TikTok. But had that interview with the How to Blow Up Pipeline. I saw you made that note of that. That was a fun experience. Very nerve wracking because basically, I had 3 total interviews and they were at my time they were 9 a.m., noon, and 3 p.m. So they're all spread out by 3 hours, but I only got 5 minutes each. So I had 3 hours in between each one that I literally just spent prepping and just chilling because there's no way I was able to just go and relax and do something and take my mind off it for 3 hours. I'm oh shit, I have an interview with someone in 2 hours. So I was just nervous pretty much the entire day. Very intimidating because it was a Zoom call where I was on with them, but there was 8 other people on the call that you could see on a Zoom call you could see their names, their faces weren't on, the cameras wasn't on, but there's just 8 other people looming around. Just in case I ask a question they don't want answered or something. And one of the persons one of the person would turn their webcam on every 2 minutes to basically hold up a sign, be you have this much time left, and it'd be 30 seconds, 15 seconds. I'm oh fuck, I kind of hate this.
I'd panic.
That sounds so stressful. Did you have
Tyler
to
Go on,
yeah, go. I was gonna say, did you have to edit the video together and stop talking? And did you have to give them a draft that they had to Did they edit the video together, or did you?
No, I edited the video together. So basically, I did exactly what I do for this podcast. I recorded it with my OBS software. However, they were also recording on Zoom on their end. But so I was they basically gave me a window of an hour. I could choose a 5-minute window in, and I chose the first 5-minute window for every hour. So I was basically their first interview of the day for each actor.
That's a good idea.
And all of them Ariel, okay, I'll give Ariel credit. She was right on time. The other ones were like 10, 15 minutes late. So I was just like sitting there and like I had my like OBS recording. So I like wanted to be ready to record right when it came. And for Lucas Gage, who's like easily the biggest of the three, so I was like the most nervous for.
He's in You season 4 for those people who
You season 4
Euphoria as well.
And the White Lotus.
Oh, is he? I've never seen.
He has an unforgettable scene in the White Lotus where he just gets his ass literally eaten on screen. But
really,
he has a weird scene.
He gets pissed in You. He gets peed on.
Yeah, he you know
what's up with him, Lucas?
Yeah.
I think that's the meme about him. To be fair.
But yeah, I forgot to click record on my end, so I just like right when that interview finished, I was just panicking. I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like I just didn't get any of that, and I was like, emailed them. I was like, "Please tell me you guys are recording the Zoom on your end." Like I accidentally forgot. I think the plan all along, honestly, was for none of us to be recording on our own end, but I just get better quality that way. But anyways, it was a nerve-wracking day. Super fun though. Definitely want to try to do it again with more movie releases or actors or actresses, but yeah, I don't know. Nervous day, but it turned out pretty well. So
you did really well. You did much better than I would have done. You did really well. Definitely.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was tough because like I try to be like my two inspirations are Sean Evans from Hot Ones and Kevin McCarthy, who's like a movie interviewer that I've been seeing on TikTok a lot lately. They ask like such good questions, so I'm like I want to try to come up with some nuanced questions. But like as I was doing my prep, I got an email from Neon. They're like, "Hey, just a reminder." Only questions about the movie, like no personal life questions whatsoever, no questions about other projects. I was like, one, that's kind of a bummer, but it makes sense. But then two, I was like, okay, that like cuts down the amount of time I have to prep by like 1,000,000 times because like I can only focus on one thing. So worked out well though.
Well done. Very proud of you. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good video.
Great video. Cam, how you doing?
Good. Are you going in reverse order?
I don't. It's the same order on the sheet every single time. So I'm just looking at you guys. I'm going in like a circle from the way it's on my screen right now.
That's fine. I'm good. Masters week. So we're watching the Masters right now. Go Tiger.
When it's not rain delayed or like trees falling down on patients.
Yeah. Yesterday got canceled, which is nice because I couldn't watch it yesterday. So not nice for them, obviously. And Tiger is a decrepit person right now, unfortunately, who definitely can't play. If they have to play like 27 holes or whatever it is today, he's not going to be able to, which is kind of a bummer. But shout out him, go him. Also shout out Victor Hovland. Yeah, that's kind of my week is Star Wars and Masters. I don't know. I'm kind of boring. Right, me and my wife are looking at houses to rent, so that's fun.
Oh hell yeah!
Ooh, that's fun.
Just like near
me. Same exact area. Yeah.
Yeah, just like near us. It's moving sucks and looking for home sucks. And shout out her. She's taken on the bulk of the work, so I appreciate her very much.
You have a truck, right? Like your car's a truck.
Yeah.
That's such a win for moving to have access to a truck.
It is. You're not wrong about that. I've moved. So since 2018, I've moved every single year because I moved into
one-year apartment lease or dorm lease. Yeah.
Moved into college, moved into a dorm room, then moved into the house I was living in college, and then obviously moved home after the school year, then back, and then moved into the apartment. New apartment after graduating, new apartment, and then next year we're gonna live somewhere. So this time we're doing we're doing a 2-year lease. We are not moving again. So it's just what is that? Like 5 years of just straight moving sucks. 5 or 6.
You're just moving for more space, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we're trying to get, and houses are cheaper to like rent. We can't afford a house right now, like to buy. And houses are just like you can get a 3-bedroom house for the same that we're paying for a 2-bedroom townhome. And obviously you get like a garage, you get like and a 3rd bedroom would give me the opportunity to maybe have like an office or something to like rather than in our room, which is clearly a mess right now, if you can't tell. Like it's just a lot more.
The same as every other week from our perspective.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, it's probably a mess every other week or every week, so it doesn't really matter. But it's just it'd be nice to have a little bit more space and stuff.
Yeah. Especially when the baby starts crawling around.
Yeah, he's mobile now, so we got a playpen that he just sits in for just all day. He can just lay and roll in there.
I wish that's the life. Seth,
yeah, true.
How you doing?
Pretty shit week to be fair. I had to do like tax returns, end of the tax year this week. We'll start the new one. That was just I hate it. It stresses me out. Bad mental health week. Big UFC event tonight, though. So very, very excited for that. Been one that I've been looking forward to for months now. Really, really looking forward to that. Got
Can you give us your official picks?
You won't know the fighters.
Yeah, you're right. I won't know one name.
If
Who's the main card? Normally, I know at least like a main card.
The top 3 fights would be Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira 2.
Oh,
Alex Pereira.
However you count it. Then you've got Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal.
Masvidal, I know.
Yeah, you'll know him. And then you've got Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez.
Yanez, I know. I know one in each. I'll take
fair
that.
enough. Friday.
I'll take that.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That's been so looking forward to for a while. Adam's brother's birthday tomorrow, so we're going for a meal with that. That should be good. Just a stressful week, man. Just one of those bad men's health weeks. Pretty much it. Pretty boring, stressful, but got something to look forward to tonight. And that's about it, really.
All right. Hell yeah. Yeah. Same with me. Just fine week. Started my job. Obviously, was texting you guys a little bit last night. It's just been a weird job to job transition that I haven't been, acclimating to as well as I wanted, but love the work I'm doing. I just need to make some friends. That's like the number one right now, because I feel like such an outsider coming into a brand new team with no one knowing me. And that obviously just doesn't too well on the mental health when, you have to see people every single day that you can't talk to or that you just, aren't friendly with yet. But yeah, all right, let's get right into the episode. We got, like I said, a ton of shit this week, from trailers. We got 2 big movies that we want to jump into and talk about. We also have a ton of Star Wars news. We kept it light on like the regular news this week, just because I feel like we're going to talk a lot about Star Wars. But let's start with our movies. Air, Super Mario Bros. Unfortunately, I did not get around to seeing Super Mario Bros. I was going to go last night, but I got home after work and was like, no shot.
I didn't get to see Air, so we can
Okay.
we can 3-man 2 of these.
All right. Well, I think Seth, did you see
did
Air?
not see it.
No,
Oh,
I didn't
all
get to see it.
Yeah,
Alright, so we
I had to, I'll be honest. I picked one, and it ended up being Super Mario Bros, which is
same.
definitely the worst movie. And
It's a bigger film, though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I felt
Yeah.
like that'd be.
All right, so let's get right into Air. Tyler, I'm obviously going to start with you because I don't have anyone else to start with except myself, and I'm the host.
Yeah.
And you've seen like 68 movies this year, and this is currently your number 1.
68
Yeah.
released this year.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Jesus, I've seen like 9.
Well, he did the Sundance.
Yeah,
bro.
you got to
yeah,
give him. He had like
yeah,
50
something.
there, right? Or how many?
Yeah.
did he
Yeah,
have?
it was like 30 right there. So that was like obviously going to give me
that
ton of
helps.
momentum. Whereas I feel
Yeah,
like the last
exactly.
couple weeks I've been slacking a bit. Like I still haven't gotten around like Inside or A Good Person or some of these other releases. But yeah, I loved Air. It's number 1, like because I absolutely loved it. Like I gave it a 9.2 out of 10, so I'll just start with that. But also I just like still haven't gotten, because I know George, I saw you tweet this like a couple of weeks ago or something too, being like I still don't have any 5 stars this year. I'm like, yeah, I don't either, and I don't really have any like high 4.5 stars either. So still like waiting for the big
Yeah, like
bangers of the year.
9.2 is pretty high.
Right, I'm saying like prior to
Okay.
this because this is like
Yeah,
the number 1. But yeah, I just love the direction of this. I can't wait for Cam to see it because you have basketball knowledge and there's so many jokes that are so subtle that like Seth, do you keep up with basketball, like modern basketball too? Because I know you watch some old OG basketball.
No,
Which I
I
guess
used to
would
watch.
help for this
I used to watch
movie.
NBA for like NBA was like my sport for like 2 years. I know the basics now, but I'm not sure I keep up with it today.
Gotcha.
Old school, yeah. I don't know about today though.
Gotcha. Yeah,
LeBron James.
there's so many deep cuts of jokes here that people who like know ball are gonna really appreciate. But I think even without it, this movie is very familiar or similar to what like it's comparable to Moneyball in terms of you don't have to care about baseball, but you can watch Moneyball and be like, this is a genuinely like very good movie to watch. Like I'm entertained with. I think this is the same. I know George, you gave it a 3 or 3.5.
I give it 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, for this movie, I just think it's so inoffensive that I really don't see any way, like, literally anyone could watch it and give it, like, less than, like, a 3 or 2.5. Like, it's just such, like, a inoffensive movie that's just, like, very, like, for most people going to be just, like, right around that 3 out of 5. But for me, it's just elevated because I really did enjoy and appreciate all the deep cuts for basketball. I really thought Ben Affleck did a great job directing this. And the main reason I rate it so high is because even with movies like Banshees last year, Everything Everywhere All at Once, I still don't think I've seen a movie in like quite some time that has a cast with this much chemistry from every single character as Air did. Like obviously we know Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have such a deep history, but Jason Bateman, Chris Messina, Viola Davis, Who am I missing? I don't know. Just like even the smallest of side characters, like this entire cast had just an insane amount of chemistry, and it was just so fun to watch them all work together. And yeah, it just all came together to be such a movie that's such a like pretty basic story. Like Ben Affleck's other movies, like The Town is like a crime mafia movie. We have what's the one? Argo, which is like a hostage crisis situation where they make a fake movie. Whereas Air's just like signing Michael Jordan to a sneaker deal. It's like his least like exciting narrative yet, but yet he turned it into a very good movie. So I don't know. I had a great time with it.
Yeah, I didn't even know that Jason Bateman was in it.
Yeah, he was really good in it too.
Yeah, I like Jason a lot.
I think they all put on fantastic performances. But yeah, I'm right there with you. My 3.5 is not like not a bad 3.5 at all. I loved my time with this movie. I don't know about you. I had a great theater experience. Like my crowd was into it. They were dying of laughing. There was 2 women sitting next to me who were like, they had to have just been huge basketball or Michael Jordan fans because they were hysterically crying, hysterically laughing. They were like audibly like, oh, every time something happened. And I thought it was just like the funniest thing in the world. And then also I saw the movie with our good friend Sophie, and she said after the movie, she was like, I can't even imagine like how much fun they probably had watching this movie. And that just goes right back to what you said about like the chemistry. Like I just feel like everyone, like it's a simple narrative, exactly what you said. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing flashy. But it just looks like they all wanted to be there. It didn't look like anyone was there just to cash in a paycheck in a movie about Michael Jordan, even though it wasn't really about Michael Jordan. But yeah, I had a great time with it. Viola Davis, I think, is the greatest actress ever. She's so good. She is so good. Her performance in this movie. Wow. I don't know about ever. That might be a stretch, but I said I think she was held back in this movie. But like Viola Davis being held back is still giving a better performance than like a majority than most people. Yeah, like she was just so subtle and so intimidating. I loved watching her on screen. I think Ben Affleck direction. Tyler, you obviously tweeted yesterday that like Ben Affleck needs to be in the conversation of like one of the best working directors today, which is true because between Air, Argo, and The Town, he hasn't
Gone
missed.
Baby Gone.
Yeah, Gone Baby Gone. He just hasn't missed in the director's chair, and I just love it. But yeah, I enjoy this movie a lot, and I don't have like I'll never act like I have a lot of basketball knowledge. I think I watch basketball regularly, but I'm not one of those people that's like studying analytics, studying players, trade deadlines, stuff like that. But this movie did such a good job at not making Michael Jordan just like the focus of this film. Which I love. You don't even see Michael Jordan's face, which I think is amazing. I think that was a really interesting, creative decision that I really enjoyed because that's not what this movie is about. This movie is about Nike and how they try to sign Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up because like at first I thought that was like a little awkward part of the movie because I was like, oh, this is weird because he is like in the boardroom scenes, but you never see his face, you never hear him talk. But then I was like talking with some other people about it afterwards and looking it up, and they were kind of like that was their creative decision because Michael Jordan's a larger than life person. Like any 18-year-old actor that had to play him wouldn't do justice to like because I mean at the end of the movie it's like Michael Jordan makes $400 million a year alone just from the shoes like he sells.
Yeah.
Like, he's a larger than life figure. That's how the movie treated him. Like he's just faceless, nameless, but his presence is still there and like the greatest.
Yeah, I loved it because I really thought going into the movie they were like going to cast someone as Michael Jordan and just do like, cheap like, oh my God, it's Michael Jordan moments.
Right.
But I'm really happy they did, and I also think that just allowed them to focus more time on Matt Damon. His character was obviously, the central POV of the story, and he put on his entire boardroom monologue was awesome. He is so good. But yeah, overall, I went with a 3.5 out of 5. It's probably going to go up on a rewatch, and I really do want to rewatch it because I genuinely had a great time with this movie. Anything else you want to say, Tom?
Yeah, like one of my favorite things of the movie that I don't know. I thought Ben Affleck made so many creative decisions here that I loved because at the end of the day, this is a biopic biography movie. So it's pretty standard when you watch a movie that's based on real life. You have the movie. And then what do you get right before the credits? You get all the slideshow of like the text saying like this is what happened next, this is what happened in real life. He made one decision where like halfway in the movie he had a title card like that because basically like Ben Affleck I think was on the phone. He's like, "What's the most we've ever done in sales for a shoe deal in 1 year? Like $3 million." Then like it just pops up on the screen with text is like Michael Jordan the first year sold like 300 million or something like that. And I was like, that's so cool. But the coolest thing of the whole movie for me was, which I thought was such an insanely impactful scene, was when he was talking to young Michael and like his family, and he's like basically explaining how his future is going to go. He's like, you're going to climb to the top of the mountain. People are going to try and tear you down. You're going to go through adversity. And he was showing like during that whole speech, like they were showing clips of like Michael Jordan's actual life, like of his father dying when he gets older, like of him going to the MLB, of him suffering injuries, of him suffering losses. I was like, damn, this is like crazy that he's like talking to like the young family and it's like showing these real life clips of like what Michael Jordan's life actually becomes. I was like, I was impressed. I was like, Ben Affleck made a lot of creative decisions that were very different than a typical biography movie that I thought just elevated this. I thought he just took such a, it's a story about business. It's like a capitalism story about a guy signing a Nike shoe deal, and like he turned it into like a very, I don't think you could tell that story any better than he did, basically. So yeah, I had a good time with it. And Chris Messina as the agent was hilarious. Like very similar to like Babylon vibes of that producer where he's just like screaming like, everyone, let's just get this shot and shut the fuck up. Like, it was very similar to that. And he was so funny. Like, he stole every scene he was in.
Yeah. No, but to your point of like them showing all these cuts in the middle of the movie, like everyone knows Michael Jordan's story. So it's like, I'm happy like Ben Affleck didn't like shy away from showing his story in the middle of the movie, because it's like, you're not hiding anything. Like we know. This is one of the greatest figures in sports history, maybe the greatest. Like, everyone knows what happened. So, like, making these creative decisions, I just think enhance the viewing experience. Because it's like, yeah, Matt Damon is saying one thing to young Michael Jordan, and then you're watching it unfold, and it's crazy. And I absolutely love that. Cam, I really am excited for you to watch this movie before we talk about it.
Yeah, I was letting you guys have your review. I am very excited to see this, and like, me not seeing it this week doesn't mean isn't because I'm not excited. I just didn't have the time. It's one of my more anticipated movies because I have both Argo and The Town as a 5 out of 5. I fucking love those movies. Tyler is the only knowledgeable man on this podcast because he also has Argo as a 5 out of 5. Movies fucking incredible.
I have it a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, I thought it was a 4. I thought it was
4. 3.5.
Yeah, Seth has it at 3.5. Yeah, that's silly. That's fine. God, I love those movies. But also, Cam Walsh lore here. Don't know if I've said this. I was born in Chicago, and my parents lived there for like 21 years, and I lived there for only like 7. But big Bulls family, big like Michael Jordan family. They were living there when he was at his height, and they said like nothing was better than going to a Bulls game when he was just the fucking GOAT. So I'm very excited for that reason. My parents like want to see it super bad. Obviously it's Easter weekend this weekend, so they don't really have time. I think they'll probably go next weekend, but very excited for it. Good. I'm sure it's good. I expect, maybe a 4.5. I might be as high as Tyler. I don't know, but I definitely don't see myself like from everything I've heard about it being like a 3.5, 2. Like I just think there's no way I'm that low on it. But so I am excited.
Yeah.
Is it a comedy then?
I heard it's hilarious.
It is.
Like,
I'd say it's like what I said in my drama or my review. I was like, it's basically like a drama mainly. It's like a business drama, similar to like, I don't know, like The Big Short, Social Network. But there's so much comedy in it. But also there's like quite a few thrilling scenes, like like similar to like Social Network, where you kind of hold your breath, like shit, this better work out or else they're fucked. But
I'm just
one thing,
there's like
a lot of comedic actors
and stuff. Yeah. I didn't know because in the genres, Letterboxd, we know that usually just lists so many. It's just got drama, and I've heard so many people say it's hilarious. So
I laughed out loud quite a bit. But one thing I want to talk to is like the budget was like 80 million, and everyone's like, how does it cost this much?
Yeah,
and that's like kind of a cool thing. Is this is the first movie? I think I saw a couple people talk about this, but it's the first movie under Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's new production company, Artist Equity, where basically everyone on the cast and crew is like getting paid way more than anywhere else in the industry is paying. Like everyone's getting their fair shake, and that's what their whole production company's plan is. So basically, they got 80 million from Amazon. Clearly, it's not a movie that costs that much to make, but really, it's just everyone from the assistant to the water boy to the coffee boy. Like they're all just getting paid more than any other production studio. So. Cool thing that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are doing. There's no anime influence in this.
Sorry.
But yeah, I think I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, neither do I. 3.5 for me, 4.5, and Tyler's number 1. Another big release, Super Mario Bros. Fuck me. Like I said, I unfortunately did not get around to seeing it, so I will let the three of you just take over.
All right, I'll
Tyler.
start. It seemed
Someone.
yeah, it seemed you weren't throwing it to anyone. It's fine. Super Mario Bros. To me is also in the like super unoffensive. Like I don't see how people can rate it a 2 or something. I mean, I do, but like I just don't think it's that horrible. I gave it a 67 out of 100. I think you both gave it a 3 out of 5. So I'm at the 3.5 area. I definitely enjoyed it more than most, I would say, because I'm a big Mario guy. I enjoyed Mario as a kid. Emma and I still play Mario Party and Mario Kart and shit like that. It's a fun time. This movie's super surface level. I don't even know what to say about it. Like it's everything I expected from this movie. It's an extremely surface level movie that has a plot line that you could probably guess if you it has a plot line. Basically, they're like, hey, write a Mario movie in AI. If you've seen that, like they can write movies using AI now. This is exactly what I would think a Mario movie would pull out. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I just don't think it makes it amazing. I think it just makes it fine. They clearly wanted to put in a lot of Easter eggs, and I've seen a lot of people saying that they sacrificed way too much story for Easter eggs. But again, I go back to I think this was about as story filled as it could be for a fucking animated Mario movie. They tried to put a little bit of heart in there, like making Mario and Luigi losers, and then obviously like spoiler alert, they win, they save the day. So they try to add a little bit of heart, saying like they're not losers, that sort of thing. I don't know what your guys.
There wasn't a massive Infinity War cliffhanger where Bowser.
Yeah,
won.
like where Bowser like snaps Mario and Luigi away, and exactly that's what happened. But for me, this was like I could have told you what this movie was going to be about before going into it, and that to me is not something that makes it bad. It's just something that makes it expected because it's a fucking movie for 6-year-olds, not for 23-year-olds. But I don't know.
I hate the argument though, because that's just
no, but that's what it is. Like I could have told you what happened in Puss in Boots because it's a movie.
No, I get it. I just
but
when people
Puss in Boots is great. I'm not saying like you
know,
but
people
you can
say, like,
write
you can't
the story.
critique it. Like it's made for kids. We're not expecting Oscar-worthy screenplays. Like we can still critique media. Doesn't matter.
No,
where
I completely agree. You can critique media, but I don't think because it's not an Oscar-level screenplay, it's a 1 out of 5. I think there's what? How many movies come out a year? We'll call it 1,000. There's 990 that aren't Oscar-level screenplays. So what do you know? That's my opinion.
You're right.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. I don't see how this is like a 1 out of 5. There are worse movies that come out each year. Fucking, I can't think of a movie that came out this year. Fucking you people is worse than this shit.
Seth, let's hear your thoughts.
After Midnight's worse than this shit.
Can't get the fucking play today.
I'm just saying. I've seen a lot of. I'm not even arguing that it's good. I'm just arguing that it's fine.
I'm pretty much the same as Cam. I think it's like it was kind of what I expected. I didn't expect a crazy amount from this. Do you know what? It was maybe even a little bit better than I expected, or maybe I had a bit of better time than I expected as well. I think my main issue with it is not the fact that it's formulaic, although I do think it was, and I think it was very predictable. I kind of expected that. It felt so rushed, so erratic to the point where we weren't sitting with the characters at any point and knowing and loving the characters we loved from a kid. I just think it was A to B, A to B, A to B all the time, and they tried to get through so much in a what was it, like 90-minute runtime? I think it was.
Yeah.
I argue that it's better that way.
For kids, at least,
I argue.
for sure.
I argue that 90 minutes is better that way, but I argue that they didn't need to put a lot of the things in the film. I argue that for me, in a Super Mario Bros. Movie, everyone knows where Mario has come from. I don't think they actually needed to go from this world, the real world, to that world. I think it could have been better if they went from Mario World.
I did think those scenes were super funny though. I did enjoy the real world, like the Michael Scott like office scene, like where it's like we're the plumber bros, like making like the Scranton. that video, their commercial, I thought was hilarious.
I'm like,
plumbing.
I don't know why. I just didn't.
That one was released way earlier though. Like
that clip or something.
Yeah, I think we've seen that for a while.
I didn't mind. I just like I would personally preferred it. I like the runtime. I definitely I was happy it was a 90-minute runtime. I just think they tried to push so much into it, and it went from A to B so quickly to the point where it did feel the pacing was really erratic and crazy. You know, you think about how much went on in the film for 90 minutes. For me, I don't think they needed to include the origin of Mario, and they could have just put it right in. But I kind of get why I definitely get why people love the real world thing. Standout has to be Jack Black. Has to be.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Jack Black was Bowser is a character he was born to voice act. He was so good. His scenes were so funny, and there was a few other good voice acting performances as well. I don't think Chris Pratt was nearly as bad as everyone expected. I think he was perfectly fine, and actually probably better, because if it was a guy who sounded exactly like Mario from the games, probably would have got a bit annoying for me. After
so they did, and you don't get a ton of his voice in the trailers, or at least I didn't remember it. They open it up with that commercial where he's doing the voice, and then they watch it and they're like, "Do you think the voice is too much?" So I kind of like that.
I did like how they handled that too, because like they pulled like a big like Uno reverse card. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, like this sounds so bad," but really basically they show they're like, this is him like putting on a show for his plumbing company, but then also when he gets like really excited, that voice comes out. But yeah. I thought they handled it well, honestly, in the movie.
Yeah.
No, I agree, and I think that it had. I used to play Mario Kart like a lot as a kid, so it definitely had enough charm and nostalgia and actually laughs as well. There were some parts where I thought was actually really funny, like laugh out loud funny. There were a lot that wasn't, but again, you're gonna get that with a film like this. I think it was a good time. I think it was like a 3 out of 5 for me. Perfectly fine film. Inoffensive. I know a lot of people have been complaining about kind of the fact that it's out to make money, but again, we're not going to that argument of what movie isn't at this stage. But I do kind of get where they're coming from in terms of source material. But I think it was fine. I just think the main issue for me was it just felt really rushed, erratic paced, and formulaic. But to be expected. 3 out of 5 for me. I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's upset about the adaptation, but I just never thought playing Mario growing up that it was I never thought there was some crazy deep lore that I feel like this movie did injustice to. Whereas and I feel like this movie is so easily comparable to a movie from last year that's in the same circumstance by the same company, Minions: Rise of Gru, another movie kids loved, made tons of money, but critics loved that one and rated it highly, and I just don't get how they can be like all for that movie and like rip on this movie when I think this movie is like the animation's way better in this. Like this animation, there was some awesome animation in this.
Yeah, the animation's good.
And like I just don't get how like critics were so high on Minions: Rise of Gru, and then all of a sudden the Super Mario Bros. Is like the worst movie ever because it's like out to get money. Like if there was no Nintendo World theme park opening up in Orlando, which I literally didn't know about until people were like, this movie was made just to promote a theme park. Because from watching this movie,
the theme park looks awesome, by the way.
Right, but from this movie, like they never said like go see our theme park now, or like made it like I would have never known a theme park's coming out as a result of this movie. So I feel like if that was never opening, people would have such an issue with it. Because I like it just blows my mind. Literally a year ago, Illumination released Minions: Rise of Gru, and everyone loved it. Like all the critics were like, "This is great." And I was like, "How is that better than this movie?"
Minions.
I did not like definitely, yeah.
Even if it is an advertisement, though, like. Doesn't really take away from enjoyment of the film, does it?
I also feel like you said, Tyler, the games are out to make money. it's
so the thing is, like,
it probably is an advertisement. That's not going to mean that I rate it down 4 though, because I still I'd enjoy it anyway. Like I don't really care that much about the ethics of it.
Yeah, but it's like, because I would get it if they're just promoting a theme park. If this is like a dumb movie. But critics
in a theme park.
Critics are literally the only people that dislike this movie because like every review site like Letterboxd, IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, like audience side, all very high. Cinema score is an A, which means just random people out of the theater.
I don't know what Cinema Score is. I don't really know.
It's like a culmination of a bunch of different sites.
No, that's Metacritic. Cinema Score.
Oh yeah.
Cinema Score is they just go stand right outside the theater, and after the movie, they say like, "What did you think of this movie?" And like just random moviegoers
on a letter grading system.
Yes. Yeah.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
You're muted, George.
But sorry, they give you like a sheet of paper before the movie that you can like fill out with like scores and like acting 1 out of 10, whatever 1 out of 10, shit like that.
And then it adds up to whatever.
Yeah, and Mario Bros got an A. There was so many kids in my theater. Like I went to the bathroom right out of the theater, and there were several kids that were like, "That was the greatest movie I've ever seen." They were loving the whole thing. So I was like,
idiots.
Kids are loving it. Like families are even loving it because people like rating these reviews. I don't know. I feel like this is a very this movie's solid. Like, I don't get why everyone's so upset about it, but whatever.
But were there a lot of kids at your screening? There wasn't actually that many at mine.
Oh, mine was packed. And Cam, you said
Tiger just
yeah.
missed
We need to hear about
sorry.
your theatrical experience, because like first off, you said you had tried to go last night. And there was a sold out showing, which is crazy because like last night would have been like the third or fourth day it's been out.
So yeah, before we get and there's nothing to spoil, but I went. So my wife and I were trying to go around 8. So there was an 8:15 and an 8:30 at my local AMC. And they were both like sold out, other than like the 2 front rows, and I'm not sitting there. So then we went to my hometown, Regal, where I used to go like before I moved into this apartment. And that was there were plenty of seats. I'm a sit in the back middle kind of guy, not all the way in the back, but at least this like second or third to last row. And sitting in the back left of us were just high school hecklers who were thinking they were hilarious. They're like, it's like when you see TikToks and it's like overreacting to every trailer. It's like, haha, very, very funny. But then they did it during the movie, and I was like, you guys just suck. And I was definitely annoying in high school, and would do shit like somewhat similar to this, but I wouldn't do it during a movie. I have a deep-rooted fear of like inconveniencing other people, so I wouldn't do it during the movie. I would just do it when it's like doesn't actually matter. And there was like another married couple like sitting right behind us, or maybe they were just dating, whatever. Sitting right behind us, and they were like looking over the whole time because these people just sucked and they were so loud. And so I walked out to get Emma a water at one point, and I just walked out and walked right by him and flipped him off as I was walking by. And you could hear them. They were like, this guy's flipping us off. And then when I got back, so it wasn't a long enough movie to like, this was probably halfway through when I went and got water. When I got back, like 15 minutes later, they left. And so then there's like 20 minutes left in the movie. Watch the 20 minutes. Best part about it was we walked out and they were getting picked up by their parents. I'm like, you fucking losers can't even drive. Like, what the hell?
Hey,
you can't.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, Seth.
Hey.
But in America, it's very, driving's like something everyone wants to, especially middle of Indiana, where we don't have a train system or anything like that. These fucking 15-year-olds definitely can't even drive. The worst part of it was when I could finally like see them, they were unfortunately wearing my high school sweatshirts. So they went to my high school. I'm like, and my high school's not like the major public one. I went to a smaller high school. I'm like, no, you cannot be doing this to me. So that was unfortunate to see, but yeah, they were getting picked up by their parents and they just sucked. They were truly the worst. Like, I was genuinely looking at them for as much time as I was looking at the movie, because I'm like, shut the fuck up. I was telling Emma, I got like the small popcorn bucket. I'm like, I'm about to whip this at them. Like, I'm about to throw it at them in the middle of the theater. I don't think anyone else would have said anything. I think they would have thanked me. But yeah, it's that was just the worst experience. I'm all for people cheering, but they were cheering as a joke and overly doing it, so I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, which also you can compare again to Minions Rise of Gru as crazy teenagers doing stupid movies.
Where people were like Minion Mania or some shit.
My theater experience is like all the kids were thumbs up A+, and these kids are sitting right by Riley and I that during the trailers, because like AMC always has like 25 minutes of trailers, and before like the second to last trailer, they were like, right when the trailer ended, they're like, is Mario starting now? And then like the green screen comes up of like, this preview is like suited for all audiences. Right when that green screen pops up, they're like, ah! I'm like, I'm right there with you, kids. Like, you're learning at a young age to start hating out on your freaking trailers for movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this is my third highest rated of the year.
Really?
But have you seen double digits yet?
I've seen 16.
I guess, but a lot of them have been like the streaming releases too, which are normally rough.
Quick, Creed, and this. So I haven't seen a lot of like super highly rated. I also want to say 2023 sucks because it's just me defending like very mediocre movies already this year. Like I gotta defend Super Mario Bros. And Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This year sucks. There are also people way overhyping this thing before even seeing it. So I'm tired of both.
On Twitter. Yeah, I've seen it all. So
yeah, people do that all the time. I've already rated Oppenheimer at 5 stars.
Yeah, I know you are.
Obviously.
I thought it'd be Cam, but it was you.
I know. All right. Do you guys want to wrap that up there? Is there anything else you guys want to say more about Mario?
Last
I'm all
point,
good.
shout out Dry Bones, shout out my boner community.
I also want you guys to know I'm actively trying to say Mario because I do say Mario.
Yeah,
I said
appreciate you
I said
saying
Mario. It's Mario.
Yeah,
but
I
you
say
have
Mario.
you say Mario though, Seth, because you have you got like that London accent, that UK accent.
London accent. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
saying,
saw
with
one
UK
too many tweets. One too many tweets against people that say Mario, and I'm like, all right, maybe I should say Mario on the podcast or some shit.
Mario.
Yeah,
Mario.
All
I mean,
right,
this
guys,
movie
if
was
you
better
are-
than Megan.
I haven't seen it. Megan stuffed. Whatever. If you guys are enjoying this episode, make sure to hit that like button on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple. Rate us 5 stars. Leave us a review. That'd be amazing. It really helps us out. Like we said, we do all of this content, 1, because we love movies, but 2, because it seems like you guys are interested in having to hear what 4 idiots have to talk about when it comes to movies. Cam, can you do your trailer jingle for us?
Yeah, I also have a trailer or a jingle for Star Wars when we get to that. By the way,
can't
I've been
wait.
working on it I've been working on it all week. So,
Okay.
hey, it's trailer time.
Thank you very much. Next year's American Idol winner, right there. We got a ton of trailers and some good trailers. So we'll start, I think, with probably the biggest one of the week, and that was Across the Spider-Verse. It is the second trailer we've gotten. Most of the trailers we're going to talk about are, second, third trailers, so it's not like we haven't seen content. So Across the Spider-Verse dropped. I'm going to start because I'm the host and I fucking love this. I absolutely love that trailer. The second it opened and I heard "What's Up, Danger," I was like, fuck me, this looks so good. I'm really excited to see Oscar Isaac in this role. We kind of got to see him a little bit in this trailer, and he's playing Spider-Man 99, who is a very stern and broody man, and I just think that fits really well into what Oscar Isaac can do. You obviously saw him as Leto Atreides in Dune, and he was a very stern man, so I'm really excited to see him there. I'm so happy. Yeah, fantastic actor. I'm so happy Peter B. Parker is back. I know for a while there was a lot of concerns that he wasn't going to be back. Obviously, it was confirmed that he was coming back a long time ago, but it's really good to see him back. And I'm so excited. I really am. You guys know how much I love Into the Spider-Verse. Cam, what were your thoughts on this trailer?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped for this thing. And when you say this is the biggest trailer of the week, it's like this week is filled with very good trailers for prominent things. And this thing, when we're a pretty small sample size by all means, but when I posted what trailer are you most excited for, this thing had 60% compared to Barbie, Blue Beetle, and then whatever else I put, I forget. But yeah, this thing's awesome. It looks great. I'm really excited for it. I don't really know what to say. What's Up Danger is the only song in history that will give me goosebumps every time I hear it. And I think they fucking know that. And they're just throw it in every chance you can get. Just add it to any marketing piece, add it to everything, because they know it. Looks really good. I love the different animation styles, of the different universes.
That's going to be the way people were like, oh, Michael B. Jordan used anime references in Creed 3. Everyone's going to be tweeting, oh, there was 250 animation styles.
Did you notice in Earth 66 they used paintbrushes? No, shut up. Neither did you. You Googled it.
That's going to be the next annoying discourse that's going to go on with movies. Sure. Seth, Tyler, do you guys have anything to say? I know there's not a lot to say because we've obviously had a trailer already, but we got more content. This
might be the first year ever I've looked forward to 2 superhero films. I think it looks great. I think it really, really looks great. I'm really, really excited for it. I think it looks fantastic in every way. I hold the first one very, very highly. Not the same as you, but high anyway. And it's something which I'm definitely looking forward to. Yeah. I think, is it the second trailer or the third? I thought it was the third trailer. The second.
I think we got one very small teaser and then we got an official trailer. And now this is the second trailer.
I've pretty much looked forward to it more each one. So, yeah, I'm really excited for it, definitely.
Yeah, this is up there with Oppenheimer and Dune 2 as my most anticipated movie of the year. Tyler, thoughts?
Yeah, the only thing is just that it's the same issue I have with every comic book movie trailer, and I feel like they're giving us a lot. I feel like I saw this trailer right before.
I don't think that's true, though.
Mario. I don't know. This trailer was long though. It was like a 2-minute trailer.
My question for you is, who's the main villain of this movie?
Spider-Man.
I think it's Oscar Isaac Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No, it's the Spot. The Spot's the main villain.
The Spot?
Yeah.
That guy was so funny.
According to reports. So I'm just saying, I think they want you to think 99 is the villain. That's what I'm going.
Interesting. That's when the bread started falling through his body, I actually started laughing, and then Miles was like, "Don't do that."
So here, Tyler, you finish, and then I'll tell my little thing.
I didn't have anything else. I just feel like that trailer went on for a long time.
It's fair. So I have like a 5 minutes Marvel stories book that we read to Bailey at night every once in a while. I'll pick a story or whatever.
This is why
he has a million different books. Fuck off. He has one Marvel book. It's fine. But one of the stories is literally this movie. It's like Miles and Gwen, and they're fighting the Spot and some other villain or whatever, and it's just like a stupid little kid story. But I'm like, this is the fucking Across the Spider-Verse. That's all the Across the Spider-Verse just pulled it from this kid's book. I'm sure of that.
Can we do a real quick one day where Cam just reads us a book? The Marvel book.
Hey man, I can't read. I'm not great. I'm learning with Bailey.
Bailey can read us then.
Yeah,
probably get better.
Is it? Is it different directors? This one, it is, isn't it?
Oh, I actually don't know.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
I'm sure it was different directors.
All right, moving on. We got our Marvel trailer. On the other end of the scope, we got our DC trailer, because this is Blue Beetle, which dropped. Cam, I see you just reiterating left and right that this is not James Gunn's DCU yet. What did you think of that trailer?
Sorry, I was incorrect. Phil Lord and Chris Miller just produce Spider-Verse. So they're not directing this, but I think it's the same directors. Either way.
It's not.
Is it not? Who is it?
No, it's different. I'll just check now. I don't know who they are. They've done some. The guys who do it now are the guys who've done. Different directors anyway. I don't know who they are.
All right. So what do we talk? Oh, okay. So Blue Beetle. Yeah. So I understand that this is James Gunn has come out and he says it ties into the DCU. Either way, James Gunn didn't touch this movie. All right. He may have had same with Peter Safran. He may have been able to give a little bit of tips in post editing or whatever they call it. But he did not touch this movie. It was casted. It was cast. Casted is not a word, and I always say it and I always see it, but it was cast. It was edited. It was filmed, everything before they got into even talks of this position. It was filmed 2 years ago. That's how movies work, people. People are going to lose their mind and they're going to start calling for his head if this is not a good movie.
And the opposite if it's amazing.
And exactly. If it's amazing, they're going to be praising him to death. I'm just saying it's not, he didn't executive produce this, or maybe he did now because you can just get on as executive producer whenever. All you do is give money. I'm just saying, just clearing that up. Looks like a fun trailer, though. We'll see.
Yeah, I didn't like that trailer, honestly. I thought it looked fun, but I hate describing movies as fun because that's just, if that's the only thing I'm saying about your movie, I'm just it's to a point where it's okay, whatever. I hate when people say, "Oh, go into this movie with an open mind and expect to have a good time." I'm like, okay, well that means it's a shitty screenplay with just a lot of cool CGI battles or something. But I am excited to dive into this character more because I do think he has a lot of interesting lore to him. Tyler, what did you think of the trailer?
I'm not super stoked for it, but I think part of that's just because it's already starting at a disadvantage because I know nothing about Blue Beetle, never heard of him, don't know what to expect from him. So I think it's similar to when Guardians of the Galaxy was announced, where I was I don't know what the heck this is going to be about. So I'm skeptical at first just because I don't know anything about these people, but I'll go in with an open mind. I don't know. I do like the suit, honestly. I think it is a pretty cool suit, but it looked fine. I don't think it's gonna be a bad movie. I think it'll probably land very middle of the road for me. But if it ends up being a 3.5, then that'll be a pleasant surprise.
It's a fully practical suit, and it honestly doesn't really look it in the trailer.
No, it doesn't.
I think they just do some
kind of
animations on the face, but other than that, it's a completely practical trailer, or practical suit.
Yeah, I love that. I love what you said, Tyler. If I get a 3 or 3.5, then I'll be happy. That's our line for our DC movies now. If we get an average movie, I'm happy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to.
Sorry, I just want to go. I just want to go. Blue Beetle. Sorry, George. Have we talked this? Have you watched Young Justice?
No.
It's a good show. Well, it's a fine show, I'd say. In that show, like the Scarab is like an alien tech thing, and in that show, it's like a very alien organism that has its mind of its own and stuff. And I like that more than what I feel like we're getting in this, where it seems like it's an AI type thing. I feel like everything nowadays has to be AI, and it's starting to piss me off a little bit. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's got to be AI. AI is taking over, and I know that's been a trope for a long while, but I know where we're going with AI. I understand Chat GPT is a thing. Like, I get it. AI is scary. Shut up about it in movies. It's like it's like COVID at this point, where like everything's got to be. I don't know. That's my opinion on AI. Everything's got to be AI, and that's the cool.
I think I get what you're saying, but I feel like in superhero movies, it's like somewhat necessary because like same thing with Tom. It's the same thing with Tom Holland in Far From Home when like he gets the glasses. Like, that's a child. Like, there's no way he's just going to miraculously know how to operate that suit or those glasses without having someone to like guide him. And I think AI is just like easiest workaround.
Yeah, but I'm not saying like, I'm just saying like, I feel like nowadays everything bad has to be AI. Like that, like the Blue Beetle suit's not bad, but you'll come to find that it's not like an inherently good thing. Like maybe that's how they're doing it in the trailer, where it is an inherently good thing. But that's like a part of his character, is that like this suit is like, it has a mind of its own, kind of. He controls it for the most part, but like it's not all good. And so I feel like the villain is going to be a AI suit that's all bad. And I don't know. I just feel like they always make AI seem like the worst thing ever. That's just my thoughts.
I will say one positive thing about this film. I just noticed. I didn't like the trailer. I don't know anything about it. I texted you guys. I don't even know who the character is. Like, I don't know.
He's a smaller character, but
I've never heard him, but I didn't like the trailer, but fine. The cinematographer, though, I don't know why I've just found this. It's quite interesting. Is Paweł Pogorzelski, who is the cinematographer who works who's done all of Ari Aster's films, and Hereditary and Midsommar. Cinematography is a very, very strong point of those films. Yeah. So it's quite interesting. I don't know. Yeah.
I wonder how they pitched that to him. Like, yo,
I know, it's a weird. He did.
You've done these A24 artsy fartsy films. Come do a DC film real quick, bro.
The only the two films he's done is Fresh and Nobody. I haven't seen Nobody, but apparently it's quite good.
Nobody is good.
Yeah. But that's quite interesting.
Nobody is good.
Nobody is John Wick's nephew or something. All right, next big trailer, obviously got to be the Barbie trailer. We had gotten the teaser a couple months ago, but this trailer really shows us a lot more of Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling and Simu Liu and all of the other Barbies, and like kind of, I don't know. I don't know what this movie's about, and I think that's a good thing. Like, I know it's about like Barbie getting to the real world and blah blah blah, but like the trailers did such a good job at like, I have no idea what we're going into.
There's loads of different Barbies and loads of different Kens, isn't there? Yeah. There's only I think it's Michael Cera's character and the one who's like with her. I can't remember who is it. Are the only ones we've seen so far, apparently, that are not variants of Ken and Barbie. I think.
Yeah.
There's a couple of humans in the trailer as well.
Are they not the? Oh yeah, I guess the humans as well.
Like
but,
Will Ferrell is a human, and then
because he's the CEO guy.
Who's a human.
I'm very, very excited for this film. I think it looks very, very just stupid and good. And also, the cast is amazing.
Yeah, I feel like if anyone other than Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach worked on this movie, no one would be this excited. Like, I truly think that.
Yeah, I probably agree.
I think that's part of the hype.
Yeah.
But I think it's because Greta Gerwig has not missed yet, and I haven't seen the Park Bench or whatever that movie is. So I can't. Yeah, whatever her first movie is. I know she did. She's one of those directors who. Oh, or no, we talked about this last night.
It was a co-director with someone else.
But she co-directed,
I guess. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I have seen all of her singly directed movies. Fantastic. To give her a C would be crazy, in my opinion.
To give her
films. 2 films. 2 films.
Seth gave her a C. 2 films
also-
that are both
Oh.
A.
But I also put her above Russo brothers. So
That's fine.
That's
I
valid.
don't
That's
think-
valid.
I don't.
Yeah, that's-
Really?
I
I
think
thought
she's
you'd
a
get
much
upset
better.
about
I
that.
think she's a much better director than the Russo brothers.
Yeah, that's
so,
not a crazy take.
yeah.
I
thought-
thought you'd get upset by that. Interesting.
No, dude, I do not defend the Russo brothers. I just defend the MCU. Well, I don't. Yeah, I just defend the MCU. I think they do fine when they're given. We are getting way off topic here.
Yeah,
I
back to
feel
the
like
trailer. I
Every
thought it was
episode
good.
we like side note to like something about the MCU.
Yeah, and then
Exactly.
Cam and Seth just get into it. But I thought the trailer was good. I'm a little worried about the comedy. Like, I think it might get a little old after a while because it is it's very in your face, and like the whole like beat you off like dialogue. I was like, that's funny, but if this whole movie is something like that, I won't love it.
To be honest.
It would
That made
be
me laugh.
it would be the biggest shocker of like the century if I rate this movie higher than either Lady Bird or Little Women. Like, I just think there's no.
What do you
way.
rate
You don't
them?
think so?
They're high
It's got a
4.5
chance.
stars for me. I don't think this has a chance in my world. I don't know. I'm like excited for it, but I'm not expecting this to be like a
So I
5-star
think
movie.
this movie's kind of hitting us with a little like wraparound. I think this movie is trying to like in the trailers it's showing that it's glamorous and it's fun and it's an
And it'll
exciting.
be
I think that's going to be
depressing or
like
something.
I think that's going to be like a 20-minute section of the movie
I
and
agree.
it's going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like
It's going to be like a super feminist movie. Yeah.
That's not what I was saying. I was saying more. I think it's going to be like a horror movie afterwards.
It'll
I think
be-
like it's going to
it'll-
be like I think it's going to have horror elements.
Perfect
towards
world,
the-
and then
yeah,
it'll go to us like it's like this
towards
dark
the youth.
way
Yeah.
of the perfect world.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I could like maybe if I had to give a prediction, I think I'll like this more than Little Women and less than Lady Bird. I think Lady Bird was really good.
Interesting.
So is Little-
Lady-
so is
Lady-
Little
yeah,
Women.
so is
Little
Little
Women's better
Women.
No,
than
Little Women's a 4 for me, but I think Lady Bird's like quite a bit better than Little
I
Women.
think
Lady,
they're like-
Lady Bird's an easy 5 out of 5.
Little
yeah,
Women
I think
higher than
just-
Lady Bird.
So
Really, I think
Well,
I have
Little
them at
Women-
like
Little
a
Women-
94 and 91. So
Little Women is higher than Lady Bird for most people, I think. Anyway,
I got Lady Bird higher. All right, we're gonna move on. Yeah, go Cam. Go Cam.
well, I was gonna ask. So like Tyler's been pretty adamant on Twitter that this is like the 3rd best cast of the year, and I almost argue because like Oppenheimer would probably be 1, but I think like both. I think once you get past like the 2 biggest actors, I think Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling are the 2 biggest actors like working some of the biggest actors working right now. I think they're more popular than most of the people in
and
in
Michael Cera
Asteroid City.
and Michael Cera.
No,
Michael
Asteroid
Cera.
What was the last film
City's,
this guy was
Asteroid
even
City's
in?
cast is much superior. Like, Tom Hanks is bigger, like more common.
I don't think
household name.
anymore.
I
I
don't-
don't
I
think
don't
he
think
has as
Tom
much
Hanks-
of a pull anymore.
Ryan Gosling has more.
A Man
pull
Called
than Tom
Otto's
Hanks now.
outsold every Margot Robbie movie there's ever been.
Well,
No,
I'm saying,
people
but not
that
Ryan
way.
Gosling. All right, so Ryan Gosling's the bigger than Margot Robbie, but
I think Gosling's bigger than Tom Hanks now.
I think so too.
I think so.
Yeah, but that's just one guy.
I think
though.
Tom Hanks since like Elvis, man. I don't trust Tom Hanks anymore. I don't know what it is, honestly.
I think the layman, like the average person who doesn't go to the theater much, only knows Margot Robbie from The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tom Hanks is probably bigger with like
Probably.
older people. Like, yeah.
Or
I
what
guess.
else has Margot Robbie been in? I feel like people know her from
Harley
not
Quinn. That'd be the
Icon
only
or
other
not-
role.
Yeah,
Harley Quinn. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
No,
right.
that you may be right, but I think Ryan Gosling is bigger than life right now.
Yeah, but he's just one guy. Like Dune's cast is better than Barbie's cast.
Oh, I forgot
Asteroid
about that.
City, Oppenheimer. Like Barbie's top 5, but it's 5.
I
or 4.
think like I also think like while I love Cillian Murphy, I think both
don't love him
Margot
enough
Robbie
to say his name
and
right.
I try. Wait, what's his name?
No, Killian. I've done
Killian?
it before.
It's not
I've done it
Cillian?
before.
I thought it
Yeah,
was Cillian.
No,
It's
it's
Killian.
Killian.
Okay, I used to say Killian, but I thought it was Cillian.
That's
Okay.
Killian.
My bad. Okay, well, I'll say it right this time then. I think Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling are much bigger than him. But then once you get to like Amy Adams and Robert Downey Jr., that's where like the cast gets bigger for
Yeah.
Oppenheimer. Probably doesn't matter. I just think
Also-
this cast is bigger than you're giving it credit for.
Christopher Nolan's pull is way harder than
Oh yeah,
Greta Gerwig's pull. Doesn't matter what cast Christopher Nolan has. That movie's outselling Barbie.
I still hope
I
Timothy Chalamet.
I don't
makes
know,
a
man.
cameo.
I think
I don't
Barbie
know.
has.
Barbie's
think
got
Barbie
this
has the
weird
meme
thing
pull.
going on. Maybe it's just film Twitter, but Barbie's like,
Yeah,
take
yeah.
Barbie's got a meme pull going.
It does. It does.
Tyler, what were you saying about Timothy Chalamet?
I was just saying I hope he makes cameo because him and Saoirse Ronan are in every Greta Gerwig film, and they're
Oh,
gonna be
you're
sorely
right.
missed here.
You're right. Yeah. God, I love Greta Gerwig.
Shout out
All right,
Timothy
we're gonna-
Chalamet for being rumored that he's dating Kylie Jenner. All right, that's all I have to say.
shit!
Wait,
Really?
what?
Yeah, the rumors on the streets are that they're dating. That's what Twitter's blowing up with 2 days ago.
Big win.
Nothing's been confirmed, but that's
W.
he was like trending on Twitter as like Kylie and Timothy Chalamet. Such a
that's
combo.
a massive
Anyways,
W. For
There's a
my
good looking
boy.
man.
I'm taking us into the weeds. We can keep going.
I'm thinking the under there, but that's crazy if that's true. All right, we're gonna. I know next
we
on
went from
our
movie trailers to
Make the
that.
cut, yo.
yeah.
We're now a gossip podcast. That's what we are.
Next on our list is Ahsoka, but we're gonna put that last because that's gonna trend into the Star Wars news that we have. So, last two big trailers: Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and then I don't know if you guys saw, but the movie Still, a Michael J. Fox movie. The trailer dropped a couple days
Yeah,
ago,
I did, yeah.
which looked really emotional and really
Excited
good.
for that.
I'll be honest. The only reason Indiana Jones is like even remotely on my radar is because of James Mangold. But these trailers have not done it for me. It looks corny. It looks stupid and campy. It looks like Harrison Ford is there for a paycheck, which I hope I'm wrong. I truly do. I hope it's better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull at least because I don't particularly fuck with that movie. But a Michael J. Fox movie, the one called Still, that trailer nearly put me to tears. I absolutely love that.
The opening reviews for it are really good as a documentary. Like, really good.
Okay,
So,
I didn't even know it was a thing until Victoria sent me the trailer like 2 days ago, whenever it dropped, and I was like, "Damn, I didn't know they were making this."
Was it not at Sundance, Tyler?
I
thought it was
I
Sundance.
don't know. There's a lot of movies that were at Sundance though that weren't available to online people, so I didn't see it.
I think it was. I might not be right. I think it was. I'm not sure. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
good.
Any thoughts on those two trailers? I know we've already seen.
I
I
agree.
didn't even post the Indiana. So I woke up yesterday and was trying to get all the. I forgot. I didn't know what time the Star Wars celebration was starting, and I didn't really like think of a time change. So I woke up at like 8 and was already an hour behind. And so I was trying to post all the Star Wars stuff, and then I realized like I missed the Indiana Jones trailer, and I'm like, I'm not even.
It's like the third.
I'm not
one,
even going to
isn't
post
it?
this right
So it's
now.
like-
It's
Yeah.
second. I think it's
But
the second.
I feel like
second.
we've gotten like for Indiana Jones, we've gotten the two trailers. I feel like we've gotten so many TV
We've
spots.
got yeah.
It had a good. It had a really good poster.
It
Yeah.
did.
The
It did have a
poster
painted
was really
poster.
good.
I liked it. It was like
Yeah.
a classic Indiana Jones.
It's-
poster.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
I
agree
do
with
like
you,
that.
George. I think it's going to be around the same realm as
It's gonna be
Kingdom of the
fine.
Crystal Skull.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think it's.
keen on it.
What do you guys have that at? We probably
Kingdom of the
talked.
Crystal Skull.
Yeah,
2.5, I think.
I might not even have it rated because I haven't seen it in forever.
I have it.
It's
I have it at
overrated.
2. Yeah, I have it at 2. I don't love it.
Kingdom
Whatever.
of Crystal Skull. Yeah, all right, I got it at 2.5.
2.5.
Which
The
is
thing
Yeah,
The thing I hate about like
Seems-
the people's argument for like this trailer, because like I've been pretty vocal on Twitter. Like I'm just like I just am not excited for this. I think it's gonna be very crap, or not crap, but at least very mid. And everyone's like, "Oh, it's James Mangold. Like, look what he was able to do in reviving Logan as a like in the Wolverine franchise." Like Hugh Jackman, Logan came out 5 years ago now. He could still right now do an action movie and be like competent. Harrison Ford like 8 years ago in the Star Wars reboots was moving around like an old fart. And this
Yeah.
is 8 years after. Harrison Ford
then-
can't do
This
what
one is
Hugh
gonna
Jackman
be-
can do.
Bro, they keep dropping pictures of him like running, and I'm like, there's just no way.
There's no way.
I really forgot Kate Blanchett was in Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Uh,
movie
yeah,
had a
it
good
is.
cast. That
It had
movie
a really
some
good cast.
decent
Well, you
cast.
consider Shia LaBeouf good.
I mean,
No, Ray
Shia-
Winston.
First off, I
Shiloh,
don't-
sorry,
I
he's a
don't-
shitty person. He's a good actor.
Yeah, I don't
Shia LaBeouf's a
consider
good
him
actor.
good. I know he's good.
He's a
Shia
fine
LaBeouf is-
actor.
Have
No,
you
he's
seen
a
Honey
good
Boy?
actor.
Huh?
Have you seen Honey Boy?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Peanut Butter Falcon?
No, I don't think so.
Have
I
you seen
You don't think
Mr.
he's a good actor?
He's a good actor. I
think he's a fine actor.
You only know him
Have
from
you seen-
Transformers. You have to see his other stuff.
And
I
he's
just
good
said
in
I had.
Transformers.
He's not good at Transformers.
Yes, he is.
man.
He's so fucking funny. All right, we are moving on. That
Wait a
wraps
minute.
up. Oh my God, what?
Oh, I wasn't saying wait a minute about
Oh.
like odd. I'm saying wait a minute about go look at Shia LaBeouf's Letterboxd profile picture. He's got a rat tail. When was this era?
I don't know.
I don't remember this Shia LaBeouf rat tail era.
I feel
but
That's just someone behind him.
That ain't it,
is in a
Chief.
permanent. I'm trying to find myself phase. And
That
it just
ain't
had-
it, Chief.
It hasn't left. All right, moving on. We're getting caught off guard, and we have a lot of Star Wars news we want to go to, which I know Cam probably has extensive notes ready to go.
I don't.
So the Star Wars, what was it, Cam? It was just a panel.
No,
Celebration.
Star Wars Celebration.
Okay, Star Wars
Yeah.
celebration.
Can I
took
do my-
place.
Can I?
Oh
do
yeah,
mine?
oh yeah, right.
I've been working on it all week. Thank
Sorry,
you.
sorry.
Thank you. So it goes a little dun 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 dun. We talk Star Wars. We talk Star Wars. Dun dun dun. Star Wars news. Star Wars news. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was class.
Yeah, that was
Thank you.
class. You were
Thank you.
working on that. You were working on that.
I
all
thought
week?
I thought of that on Monday, man.
Oh.
I was like, I gotta do this.
All week for a 10-second jingle.
It was gonna be so before we got all this news, it was gonna be Cam talk Star Wars, because I've been talking Star Wars every week. So yeah.
Well, yeah, you have.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
That'll be next week.
Now we talk Star Wars.
Now
next
we
week.
talk Star Wars,
inclusive.
and
Yeah.
we have a lot. I don't know how much of this, we need to spend a lot of time on. For the most part, we got some pretty big news. Some things we just kind of got, updates on filming and release dates, which I don't think will require a lot of chatting. But let's just get right into it. So the first bit of news, on surprisingly maybe the smallest bit of news on this list, Andor season 2. They're going to wrap filming this summer, and they're looking to release this summer of 2024. And they also announced this is going to be the final season of Andor.
We knew that.
Did we?
Yeah. It was always a
I didn't even know there was
going
going to be a 2-season show, but I'm not.
Yeah,
It was always.
that's
it was
where I
announced.
was. I thought that was it for Andor. I didn't think we were getting more Andor content.
No, yeah, it was always a 2-season show, to my knowledge, at least.
So you guys know obviously how much I like Andor. I hold it above every season of like The Mandalorian and Kenobi and Boba Fett. Obviously, I think it's incredible. Relax. I think it's an incredible season of Star Wars television. Obviously, Cam does not feel the same way.
No, I was saying you threw in Kenobi and Book of Boba as if it was like a competition.
Yeah, that was to soften the blow of saying I like it then better than every season of Mandalorian.
That's fine. It's very good. It's better than this season of Mandalorian.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, do we have anything to say on Andor? I know all we got is a release date, so there's really not much except for final season. Fantastic. I mean, not fantastic. I want more Andor content. We also got news on the Acolyte. The Acolyte, it's being dubbed as Frozen meets Kill Bill, which I think was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Sometimes I feel like directors just, or I guess this is
they just
precedent.
say shit.
They just say shit. Yeah.
Is that what the director said?
I don't know who said it.
Kathleen Kennedy said it. After she was like she was blown away by the 4 episodes she watched.
Kathleen Kennedy also said she was blown away by the sequel trilogy. So,
hey man, they're good up until the last.
And then the Acolyte, we also got news that Lee Jung-jae, who of course is the star of Squid Games, will star in the Acolyte as a Jedi Master. Unconfirmed who the Jedi Master is, whether it's an existing character or someone new, but I'd imagine it's going to be someone we've met already, whether it be in novels or TV shows or something.
Yeah, my guess is it's someone new. We talked this on the pod a while back. I'm excited to see him, but also the guy who's been playing Chewbacca in the movies and I think in Solo. So I think ever since the sequel trilogies, obviously, rest in peace, Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca originally. But the actor, I forget his name. It's like Junus something, is playing a Wookiee Jedi, and nothing better than a Wookiee Jedi. 2 of the coolest things in Star Wars. It's a Wookiee and a Jedi.
A Wookiee is not cool.
Yeah, Wookiees.
Cool.
Wookiees,
No.
come on. Rip people's arms off. They're
No.
cool. Yes, they're cool. Chewbacca's cool. Chewbacca's cool. I'm not.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah, that's a Wookiee.
Wait, what am I talking about? Oh,
You're talking Ewoks, man.
Ewoks. Those
Wookiees are
stupid
cool.
baby stuffed animals.
So you agree with me on Ewoks then?
Nah, Ewoks are cool, but
I mean, Ewoks are not cool.
Thank
Ewoks
you.
are cool.
They're okay. They're cute. Moving along, we got more news on the Skeleton Crew. And of course, this is John Watts. And it's being reported, or I guess maybe John Watts told a story that he pitched the Skeleton Crew to Jon Favreau while filming Spider-Man Far From Home. And obviously they green-lit it, and now John Watts is coming on to I guess executively produce it, because I'm pretty sure he's only directing 1 episode, because we also have the Daniels. We have Lee Isaac Chung, Bryce Dallas Howard, David Lowery, and Jake Schreier. They're all directing an episode. And I think that's a crazy lineup of directors. Seth, you'll like this. Jude Law was already confirmed to be one of the stars, but we also got news that he is going to be joined alongside Kerry Condon.
Kerry Condon is a brilliant actress, and she's also very, very attractive.
You're absolutely correct. She's an incredibly attractive soul and a very great actress. So this, I think, and I mean, we can talk about it when we're done going through all the Star Wars news, but I'm really excited for Skeleton Crew, and I think it's like one of my more anticipated announced Star Wars projects besides one that we're going to talk about. Cam, any thoughts on, and I'm sorry for directing everything to Cam, but Tyler and Seth obviously step in.
I don't.
Any thoughts on the Skeleton Crew?
I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say most of Tyler and Seth's thoughts are going to be I don't care, and most of my thoughts are going to be most of my thoughts are going to be I care.
Yeah.
Yeah, great lineup of directors. People pooping and peeing their pants because the Daniels are directing this, and
it's so annoying because people are doing the same thing now.
Let people get their bag. Let people get their bag.
It's not even like getting your bag. Like everyone's also saying like James Mangold, like, oh, it sucks to see him going from like making movies to a Star Wars film. Like,
didn't he make Logan?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right before Logan, like
and
the Wolverine character was just as bad as the worst like Star Wars.
Yeah,
in my opinion, at least. Like
I have. And obviously, you know, it's Disney. It's this huge empire. So, you know, take this with a grain of salt.
Disney.
Everyone hates Disney, but like, I have faith in like the Daniels and James Mangold that they would not have signed up for this or accepted this if they weren't guaranteed enough creative freedom to do whatever they want. Obviously, they have to follow a screenplay and the story of the season that we're going to be getting. But yeah, like. The Daniels just won an Oscar, and they've made two of the most creatively ridiculous films that I've ever seen. So, like, what?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I feel like, I don't know. I trust them. I don't think they would come on just to follow Kathleen Kennedy and, like, here, make this, do it this way, blah, blah, blah. I just want your name on this project.
Last point on this is that Bryce Dallas Howard is like one of the best directors in Star Wars right now. She directs like 4 episodes of The Mandalorian or 3 episodes of The Mandalorian, and then the episode of Book of Boba Fett that was just The Mandalorian. Yeah, so I guess 4 episodes of that show. Sorry to her father, but she's leaps and bounds ahead of her father.
Yeah, for sure.
For Star Wars directing, that is.
All right, moving on. Ahsoka. We got a ton from Ahsoka, from new posters to news to obviously the trailer. Let's start with the trailer. I loved I think Ahsoka is one of the most interesting characters, and I'm really excited to see her fleshed out in live action. Obviously, we see her in the Clone Wars animated series, and she might be right there with Anakin and Rebels as my favorite character in that show.
So much better than him.
So much better than who?
Than Anakin.
I mean, come on.
Anakin's better in the Clone Wars, but so much better than him throughout Star Wars. It's fine. It doesn't matter. We don't have to get into that.
I mean, I want to get into it.
Anakin sucks ass in the movies, man. He's such a bait. He's such a bitch. He's a bitch in Revenge of the Sith. Such a fucking loser.
Anakin, I'd argue the character of Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader has the greatest character arc in all of media.
Yeah, that's portrayed really poorly and I'm not blaming Hayden Christensen. I'm blaming George Lucas.
That's fair.
I will blame George Lucas all day long for as much as I love Star Wars. I'll blame him for anything.
That's fair. We also got news that Ahsoka, Thrawn is coming back. And Lars Mikkelsen is going to be that was confirmed literally before the episode, so it's not even in the rundown. I literally just saw it while I was scrolling Twitter while you guys were going through your Super Mario Bros review, so that's incredible. I think his voice is so powerful and so intimidating, and it's one of those roles where I just cannot see anyone else taking over for it.
Is he the brother of Mads?
I don't know.
I think he is.
Yes, he's brother of Mads. He's Mads Mikkelsen's brother. I made a video on it today, and I did have to Google that to confirm, but I assumed he was. I assumed he was, but yeah, they're brothers.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I kind of, how many people do we know named Mikkelsen? So I kind of figured, but yeah, that wasn't confirmed. Cam,
trailer looks great. I fucking love Ahsoka. I love her character. Thrawn is incredible. One of the best villains of Star Wars, and I know he's from an animated kids show, so everyone likes to shit on Rebels, but he's incredibly written in that show. Really good villain. Not a ton to say. Obviously, we get the whole like Ghost Crew back. We're getting them all in live action. there's an Ezra Bridger like hologram, so that's always exciting.
Yep.
We don't have to get into like what happened to Rebels, but this is basically like Rebels season 5. So the end of Rebels is like right before A New Hope, and this is set probably during the Mandalorian timeline, which is like 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So looks good. I have like a general point about Star Wars, but I'll make that at the end of this whole Star Wars spiel.
I have a general. I feel like our general point on Star Wars is going to be the same thing.
No, maybe, but mine's maybe not about Star Wars and more about the fandom of Star Wars. But
okay, cool. Seth and Tyler, anything on Ahsoka?
Is that the one with the weird?
Do you know more about Ahsoka or Blue Beetle?
Blue Beetle.
Can I say neither?
Well, no, tied for neither. I know.
Is that the one with the hair thing?
Yeah.
Not.
I mean, not hair, but yes, I know what you're talking
Whatever
about.
it is, like a snake or
Sure, we'll call it snake.
Has she been in any live action, or is it just?
Yeah, she was in the Mandalorian a couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know. My video that did well. I said it was a first look at her in live action. Perfect kind of thing to say, considering we've already seen her in live action. I meant first look at her in the show, obviously.
Yeah.
1,000 comments. This is the first look. If you ever even watched The Mandalorian, I'm wearing Mandalorian shirt and hat in the video. I'm like, no, I haven't, man. Thank you for your
I'm gonna start commenting on all your TikToks. Do you even know Star Wars?
Yeah, like thank you for your comments, sir. I appreciate it. I also spelled her name wrong in the tweets, and I'm very that I fucked up just in general. So I'm sorry to no one comment about that though, but good clickbait.
Wait, you spelled her actual name wrong, or you spelled Ahsoka wrong?
I spelled Ahsoka wrong, so it's AHS. I spelled it ASH.
I always do that.
Yeah,
always do that. It's a very annoying.
It's like Ahsoka rather than us.
Yeah, Ahsoka.
You know, or Ash. So my bad, y'all.
All right, moving on. Dave Filoni will direct an untitled Star Wars film, which will be the I guess final and the culmination event of the Mandoverse. I don't know about you, Cam, but this came as a surprise to me. I really didn't think
I didn't know he would, but I'm glad he is.
Yeah, no, not even like the involvement of Dave Filoni. I just didn't expect them to plan wrapping up the Mandoverse this quickly. Not that it's quickly, obviously, we're a couple of years into it.
I think it's like 2025, so I think they'll get another season of Mando.
Yeah, but yeah, so
I don't know if we're getting more than one season of Ahsoka. I feel like it's going to just be the one season, and then she'll obviously be in this movie.
Yeah.
I think Mando will be in the movie. I'd be shocked if like we saw Luke or Obi-Wan, which are technically, I guess, in the Mandoverse now, if you want to call it that.
And they're in that timeline.
I'm guessing those two will be the main of that movie.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so much of the Star Wars news is like annoying because like we don't know a lot. Like all we know is Dave Filoni directs untitled Star Wars film Mandoverse, and that's it. Like I need them to go more in depth on this shit.
Yeah, I'm sure they do when they're there, but like they're a lot. Like they showed footage from the Acolyte and from Skeleton Crew, and they showed another trailer for Ahsoka today. Like if you're there, you get a lot more.
Yeah,
and they talk about it. Like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau were there talking about it, but those reports don't really come out till later.
Yeah, I know. I just need more.
Yeah.
And then we touched on this a little bit. James Mangold obviously stepping into a Star Wars chair. He will direct a new Star Wars film called Dawn of the Jedi about the first. What?
It's not what it's called. That's the timeline that it's set in. So they like rolled out a bunch of timelines, and that's like the era.
Oh, I thought.
Sorry.
No, that's a sick name though. They should name the movie.
Maybe that is what it's called. Don't quote me, but that's the era that it's in.
Well, whatever. Either way, the movie is going to be about the
name.
first Jedi, described as a biblical epic. This is now my most anticipated Star Wars. The words biblical epic.
And you know what he did?
What?
He described it as the Passion of the Christ.
Did he actually?
It's what we were saying earlier. Directors just throw out shit.
They just
man.
throw.
Like,
See,
I hear
I hear really biblical epic, and like the first thing my mind went to, even though they're not biblical, was Akira Kurosawa's Ran, Ben-Hur, Lawrence of Arabia, like something like that, where it's just like this massive grand scope movie. But like I also could see it being like a very intimate journey, like the Odyssey kind of. I don't know, but this is
This
love.
It's just one day I'm gonna make a short film and be like, The Godfather? This is that, but
Did he actually say that, or are you joking? Like, he actually said.
No, like he said.
No, he said that.
No, I'm not fucking around. He said it's like the Passion of the Christ.
So
It's
wild.
described it as the
Jesus.
Passion of the Christ.
I still
just
think
throw that shit, man.
Frozen meets Kill Bill.
Yeah,
is still
that
my
one's more wild.
That is still my favorite way to describe any movie that I have ever heard.
The first time I saw that headline was from a Lights Camera Barstool tweet. So like at first I was like, oh, this is a classic. Like once out of every 20 tweets is a joke tweet. And then I saw like Disgusting Film said it too. I was like, oh shit, okay, this is like a real thing.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Can
we start describing ReelTok as something like crazy?
Like ReelTok is like
Goodfellas meets The Return of the King.
Yeah.
Some stupid shit. All right, moving on. We got we got one more bit of Star Wars news that we want to talk about. One that I'm excited for. And I will say this, I'm tired of being silenced. I know Daisy Ridley's Rey was not written particularly well in the sequel trilogy, but I think she's awesome. I think the character is awesome. Great. I think there's a lot to dissect there. I think Daisy Ridley in this role is fucking amazing. So
the character of Rey was so fucking good up until The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
And then I fully understand no, I take that back. I don't understand the amount of hate she gets, but I understand the relatively like level-headed takes that people sometimes rarely have where they're like, hey, that wasn't great. I understand that. It wasn't great.
My annoying thing is like when The Force Awakens came out, people lost their shit. People were loving The Force Awakens. And now I feel like people are just hating on that movie, obviously, because of the direction the sequel trilogy went in. But like, you forget, she was the main character in a Star Wars trilogy. Like that's a lot of fucking pressure. And I think she rose to that occasion incredibly. So, and I apologize if I butcher this name, which I probably will. Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy's Star Wars film will follow the establishing of a new Jedi Order. It will follow Daisy Ridley's Rey as she rebuilds the Jedi Order. And it is set to take place 15 years after The Rise of Skywalker. I don't know if I was discussing films, but I've been seeing some reports that Adam Driver's Kylo Ren will return. And the only meme I've been seeing is a picture of Oscar Isaac when he drops the line, somehow Palpatine returned, but now it's somehow Kylo Ren returned. And I think it's so fucking funny. Tyler, anything to say on this?
Well, I really, really like Daisy Ridley. And I wonder, because obviously the trilogy wrapped up in 2018 and she kind of took a couple years off. She did some like shorts, but she had Chaos Walking, stinker. The Bubble, stinker. And then she had Sometimes I'm Thinking About Dying, which I really, really enjoyed. Which I really enjoyed from Sundance. So I think she is a really great actress. I think she hasn't been in the greatest movies, but I'm excited for her to come back in this.
God, I feel so bad for her, man, and all right, this is what I was gonna say. Yesterday, I posted a video, obviously, about all this news, and it did pretty well. And I'm very thankful when a video does well, but I love Star Wars with all my heart. I just can't stand these people anymore, man. And I know maybe it's annoying to come on this podcast and just listen to me praise things that you don't enjoy for hours on end. Like every week, I'm gonna say I'm excited for this if it's like a new Star Wars or Marvel project, because I'm glad. Not to sit on my high horse, but I'm glad I can just sit down and say like I'm excited for that, and leave it at that for now, because I'm so tired of people like. And I'm fine with people just being like, hey, that doesn't look very good. That's an understandable criticism. Or I didn't like the sequel trilogy. That's an understandable criticism. But saying Daisy Ridley's a bitch, shut up. You're fucking. And every time I click on their profile because I'm intrigued, and I swear to God, 9 out of 10 people had some sort of like camo, and they were hunters, and I'm like, you're a fucking loser, man. And I'm fine. I've gone hunting before. I'm from middle of Indiana. I say it all the time. I've gone hunting before. It's a fun activity. I've never shot anything because I suck with a bow and arrow, unfortunately. But you're just labeling yourself as this fucking incel loser who can't get over that a fucking woman is in a movie. Shut the fuck up, you loser. I'm so tired of it. And it's so frustrating because, like, I know these people. Again, Indiana, I know these people. I see them and they're weirdos at school and all they talk about is hunting and you're a fucking loser. And I'm sorry if you're a hunter and you're not a shitty person. And I'm sorry to just like rope people in. You're a fucking loser. And I'm so goddamn tired of it. And I'm sorry for my language if my mom is watching, but I'm so angry right now at the response that this is getting. There are like comments on that video that's like, there was one specifically that I'm calling out. It was from someone that is like, they better not bring back that bitch or else what? You're going to sit at your dad's house and whine about it? You don't do shit in the world and you don't do shit with movies. So shut the fuck up. Like, I'm so tired of it. And I don't do shit either, but
I feel like every creator at like one point or another has posted a video basically saying, and I did this a long time ago, basically saying like, we don't post Star Wars content anymore because the Star Wars fandom is the worst group of human beings known to man. I know Jay Stoops posted one a couple months ago, but it gets to the point where it's just like ridiculous. Like, even if I didn't like Star Wars, your excitement for this universe just makes me excited. But like, if you're going on people's comment section and you're like labeling Daisy Ridley as something because it's like she was written poorly in The Rise of Skywalker, I could use some choice words right now, but I'm going to hold back because I know my mom's listening.
But I'll bite my tongue, the famous George quote.
Yeah, but I'll hold my tongue, you know?
There's like a comment on my post. I literally tweeted and I was like, I'm just happy I can like hear these things and not lose my mind over it. Because like, you're just an ass if you're saying like, hey, I'm not excited for this because I don't think the last couple Star Wars things have done well and I'm not a big Disney fan. It's fine. But like, if you're just being mean to someone to be mean, you're an asshole. And someone like who follows me replied and was saying like, this is the worst character ever. And I'm not going to reply to, him and it's fine. But I just want to be like, dude, don't follow me because you're a fucking loser. And it's just, I'm very pissed off about it. It's the same shit that like Jake Lloyd got when he was first cast, and he's in a bad place now, or Ahmed Best like nearly took his own life, or like no one's gonna hate on Oscar Isaac, but Oscar Isaac, like after the sequel trilogies, they've asked him if he's ever returned, and he's like, hell no, because such a shitty community, and I know not everyone's like that, but it's really infuriating. And like you said, George, or Seth earlier, like all my content right now is Star Wars because that's what I'm watching right now, and I just want to talk Star Wars, and I have struggled to get 1,000 views, which is very rare for me the past like week. I barely cracked 1,000 on most videos, and then this one did well, and I'd rather go back to the 1,000 because it's just like, this sucks. I don't need to see all these comments about it. It's getting off my high horse. I'm done with it.
I'm very happy you went on that rant.
Speaking of this movie though, is it so Star Wars always does like the rule of threes? Is this I didn't see them confirm there's going to be the beginning of a new trilogy.
I don't think any of these are trilogies.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's just one more Daisy Ridley movie as of now, and then maybe
maybe that gets a trilogy, but I would guess Mandoverse and James Mangold, I would guess, don't get trilogies.
Right, but I feel like the Daisy Ridley movie is supposed to be like the continuation of the Skywalker saga or whatever, the post-Skywalker saga. So I was just assuming it'd be a trilogy, but we'll see.
It wouldn't surprise me if it eventually becomes a trilogy, but I feel like they would have announced that already. I feel like they would never have just planned for one movie with like the possibility of a 2 and a 3. It's either one movie or 3. We know exactly what we're doing, unless they care. All right, that wraps up Star Wars news.
Sorry, if you go hunting and you're a good person, I'm sorry I was labeling you as a shitty alt-right troll. I'm sure you're a nice guy.
Thanks for clarifying that. We don't want any hunters to come after us.
Come hunt us.
Yeah, to come hunt us. All right, that wraps up Star Wars news, and that's
dun 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 dun. Goodbye, Star Wars. Goodbye, Star Wars.
A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff to look forward to. If you are a Star Wars fan and you're not an annoying piece of shit, I'm sure you're very happy. If you're a Star Wars fan and you're deep in the fandom, all of this news probably pissed you off. Moving on, we got some. We obviously, like we said, we're going to keep the news section a bit brief this week, just because the Star Wars news took up a lot of time, and we had a couple of big trailers and movies that we wanted to talk about. First one, and again, I'm sorry I keep going to Cam, but I'm super interested in his opinion on this. Dwayne The Rock Johnson has officially confirmed a live-action Moana remake is in the works. This movie has not even been like 6 years old.
Yeah, this one, I mean, this stinks, but it's better for me if Dwayne Johnson and Lonnie, and I wish I knew her name, I forget it, sorry, who plays Moana, is coming back. I feel like that's a bit better. People are like turning on Dwayne Johnson right now because of what he did with Black Adam and now this, and it's very funny because I've always been like a Dwayne Johnson's like a, I don't know, I don't hate him, but or I don't not like him at all. I think he's fine. I just he always is a liar. I've told you guys time and time again when he went to like Black Adam and he said he ripped down his grate. No, you fucking didn't. And now people are seeing he's just a liar to make himself seem like he's this big, better than earth guy, which is fine. That's what all actors probably do or want to do it to a certain extent. It's just kind of funny now. I don't know. This probably will be mediocre at best, but Moana's great.
I feel like no one's asking for live action remakes of animated movies right now. And this, like, not even a 5-year-old movie. When did this movie come out? 2018?
16?
16, I think.
Either way, it's not even a decade old and we're already remaking it. I don't know. It feels very odd. Tyler, I feel like you have to have something to say about this. Like, this is right up your alley of unnecessary shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Like, I think for me personally, the live action remakes miss more than they hit. I know some people really, really love them. It's whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm not. I know Cam loves the original Moana. I'm not super attached to it, so it's not like I'm like, oh no, they're ruining my favorite thing. It's whatever. Like, I think it's a little extra sour just because, like, I don't know. The Rock is just like falling lower on my list of like I just don't like the guy at this point anymore. Yeah. Like, I thought when he first came out, he was like, oh, this dude's so wholesome, he's nice, he's so likable. How can you not like him? But now he's just. I think Black Adam for me really changed my perception on him. So now I think he probably does the same stuff in the public light that he used to do. But now just after the Black Adam stuff, I just like view it all through a different lens. And I'm just like, just shut up, dude.
Because he was talking so much shit. The hierarchy of DC is about to change. Then he drops like one of the most below average superhero movies you could imagine.
Yeah, and it sounds like he like made some other movies worse because of him. Because like Shazam,
I don't even think it would be that bad if he did that and then it was still a mediocre movie. But it's all this shit with like Shazam and like refusing to acknowledge that like Shazam and Black Adam. That's the rivalry that people know and people want to see. No one gives a fuck about Black Adam versus Superman. I mean, people probably do, but like that's not the known rivalry. No. Rock. So just stay in your lane for a sec, then you can get your Superman.
Oh, no, he should leave his lane and leave DC, but whatever. Tyler, this news is strictly for you. I saw you tweeted about it, and I know you're a big fan of this stuff. James Mangold says his Bob Dylan biopic starring Timothée Chalamet will begin filming in August, and it has been confirmed that my man Timothée Chalamet is going to be doing his own singing, which I know that's heavy praise that we give Taron Egerton and Austin Butler for Elvis and Rocket Man, and that's why you very much dislike Rami Malek having won Best Actor because he did not do his own singing for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like James Mangold, like what a guy. He's just gotten so much loaded up right now. Like he's got Swamp Thing, he's got Star Wars Project, he's got Indiana Jones, he's got this biopic. Like Timothée Chalamet, I think will be perfect in this role. I haven't heard him sing before, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I think his sister might. I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know if he's a musical guy, but we'll see. And I'm excited. Like I think he's one of the better working actors today. James Mangold. I don't know how he's juggling all this, but I think it'll be pretty sick. And I really appreciate he's doing all his own vocals. A lot of people made jokes. I don't know. But Bob Dylan, I think for his voice is very polarizing, and there's a lot of people joking like Timothée Chalamet doesn't even have to be a singer, and he's already gonna have a better voice than Bob Dylan. Like, there's apparently a lot of Bob Dylan haters on the internet. So
he's a very nasally guy, I will say.
Right. I'm pretty sure he's from Minnesota, so shout out Minnesota.
Hell yeah.
Maybe
to your point on like I think it's so Chalamet has Dune 2, he's got Bob Dylan, and he's got Willy Wonka. And James Mangold has Star Wars, Swamp Thing, Bob Dylan. They're both grinding. Like where are they going to find time to even film this movie?
No clue. But I will be watching all of them.
They're gonna text each other the way we text us about finding time for the Real Talk podcast. Like, yo, you got time Saturday, like 9 to 12, real quick? Let's get a couple of scenes out there. Not really news, more of just like a thing of interest. Jack Black says the cast of School of Rock are reuniting for the film's 20th anniversary.
This is new.
I mean, it's news, but like I don't know what it means. Like, are they just gonna sit down and like if it's like a
I'd imagine they have a chat.
Like the thing they did for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where they watched the episodes and then just talked on a couch. Like I would love to do that.
I think it'd be that.
Or even like an
I'd love it
round table kind of thing where they're literally just sitting, talking about
life,
the filming, and everything they've been up to since. Obviously, I think it's going to get pretty emotional because I hate that I don't know his name right now. This is really disrespectful. The young kid that plays Freddie, the drummer, obviously passed a few years ago, so I could see this getting a little emotional. It's exciting, but again, I feel like a lot of the news we've talked about today, we just need more to be able to like dissect it. We just don't know what this is. All we know is
I'm huge on this anyway.
And it's also I know we've spoken about this before. I think it's crazy that Richard Linklater did School of Rock. Like I feel like that is just
he's just a very good.
Just when I think of like Richard Linklater filmography, School of Rock is not. It's not this coming of age, you know.
It is, but it's not like a philosophical rumination on life and the meaning of being a person.
It's not Boyhood or the Before trilogy. It's a movie about a School of Rock.
An amazing movie. School of Rock.
Sorry for coughing, by the way, a lot. My I don't know about you guys, but like, and we're super going off topic. I don't get allergies like hit like hard ever. This year they killed me. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it's because like it's maybe the first year I'm in like the city or whatever, but like I don't know. I've been dogged by allergies all week. It's been
it would be the opposite. Like being in the city would make it easier sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, but it's so fucking annoying. If you struggle with allergies and you listen to this podcast, I love you and I relate.
Comment on the video saying you struggle with allergies.
Yeah, comment on the video saying you have bad allergies. And the last bit of news, and this is more. It's not really news. It's more just speculation. But apparently a new Game of Thrones prequel about Aegon Targaryen's conquest of Westeros is being actively discussed at HBO Max. Or just HBO. It's weird, but it's also like something I've seen so many people talking about. And I've seen the amount of like Henry Cavill edits with like long hair, wearing like classic Targaryen armor, holding this massive sword. I feel like casting anyone other than Henry Cavill at this point would be a disservice to this TV show.
He's just the fantasy guy, isn't he?
But like he just looks. He's just the most manly looking dude in the world. His jawline is sick. Cast him as Aegon Targaryen. I'm super for it. And I do hope they like green light this project because obviously Aegon's conquest heavily referenced in Game of Thrones. So it's something that it's one of those like background noises that like you never hear it, but you never see, you just hear about it. So it's kind of up to your own imagination on how it panned out. But I think it'd be amazing to see this in live action. That wraps up, the bulk of our episode. Again, leave us a like, drop us a comment, drop us a review. Let us know which of the trailers we talked about you're most excited for. Drop a comment. Let us know which one of the Star Wars projects that was announced you're most excited for. We'd love to have open dialogue and conversation, and we'd love to see what you guys are all into. Before we do our draft, the classic, what have we been watching this week? Tyler, start with you. What have you checked off the watch list? What have you rewatched?
Rewatched Kicking and Screaming. Thought that was quite good because we drafted it last week in the funniest 2000s draft, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a rewatch because basically I've been like kind of here and there going through a lot of 2000s comedies I loved growing up and seeing if they hold up. Like last night I watched The Benchwarmers, and I knew it wasn't going to hold up, but it actually held up a little better than I expected it to. Like, really? I think it's like I was thinking it might be like a 1 star, and I'm going to give it like 2.5. So I'm not saying it's anything good, but there's some like good one-liners in there that made me laugh. Watched The Fault in Our Stars, rewatched that one. That was just an all-time moment working at a movie theater when that came out because I was just be like the usher, like waiting to clean the theater, just standing right outside it. And just everyone walking out because that movie was like selling out for weeks. Everyone walking out would just be just pouring face crying, and I was like, it's so awkward, but like much more awkward for them than it is for me. So it's very fun to just stand there and just watch them all be like hiding their face, like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. Watched Training Day, banger movie, obviously. And then
Really first time?
It was, yeah, it was.
Oh,
That's your first time watching Training Day?
It was, yeah.
Wow, what did you give it?
9 out of 10, 4.5 stars.
Okay.
So
Good
many
film.
great one-liners in that. Denzel Washington, just incredible, and Ethan Hawke, obviously a king.
Bro,
and then, yeah.
that's one of those. Sorry to cut you
No,
off.
go
That's
ahead.
one of those scenarios where, and I know it's a stupid comparison, but like Aaron Eckhart in The Dark Knight, I think puts on one of the best villain performances of all time because no one ever talks about it because he's next to Heath Ledger's Joker, and I feel like the exact same goes with Training Day. I think Ethan Hawke genuinely put on one of the best supporting actor performances of this century, maybe of all time, but no one remembers it because Denzel Washington put on one of the greatest lead acting performances of all time, and he obviously went on to win an Oscar for that role.
Ethan Hawke's just that guy, man.
He is that
Ethan
guy.
Hawke.
He is
Yeah,
that
I thought he was every bit as good as Denzel Washington in this movie, and I legitimately mean
agree.
that. Like, I think they were basically on par with each other, and that's not bringing
Yeah.
down Denzel, that's elevating Ethan Hawke.
That's how good
yeah.
the duo is.
Yeah.
And then after seeing Air, I just wanted to rewatch all of Ben Affleck's filmography in terms of his directing, because it's not like the deepest directing filmography. So I started with Argo, which I hadn't seen since about when it came out, and I loved it, man. Like, I forgot how much I loved that movie. He made standing in line at the airport and taking off on a plane like one of the most stressful things ever. Like, it was just 20 minutes of just intense, thrilling suspense while you're just waiting for them to just try to get on that plane and get out of Iranian airspace. Then watched The Evil Dead, which we're going to review on real quick. And then last night I watched Greenberg, which is a Noah Baumbach film from 2020, which a little awkward because Greta Gerwig's the lead actress, but also there's a supporting actress was his Noah Baumbach's wife at the time. So it's like his worlds colliding, his old wife and future wife in one movie. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. And I watched something else last night, but I can't remember. Oh, Benchwarmers. I already talked about that.
Yeah,
It was
Benchwarmers.
fun.
I was going to say, you watched another comedy where you tweeted, like, let's see how this holds up. Versus,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, so it was
Taking
fine.
screaming.
I guess I didn't watch as many movies as normal this week, because I think it's like 8 total. So it's a light week
Yeah.
for me.
yeah, you guys, the two of you, Tyler and Seth, when I go through, like, updating Letterboxd, I always do me and Cam first because we watch the least. And then I get to, like, Seth and Tyler, and I'm like, here we go. 72 movies this week. Let's log all of them real quick. Seth, what are you watching?
A bit of a lighter week for me again in comparison. Anyway, to usually, I think I've done like 9 this week. I watched Game Night for the first time. Really liked it. Really, I think Jesse Plemons in that is just so funny. Like,
So good.
you know, there's such a on film Twitter. There's such a thing about his character, isn't there? So I was like, it's not going to be that good. It was just really funny. It was also just it was so surprising from a technical standpoint how well some of the scenes are, how well some of them are filmed. Like the scene where they're kind of running through that mansion or whatever, and they're running down, and they're throwing it to each other. It's really, really fun.
Cool shots.
Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it. I give it a 4 out of 5. Maybe future, maybe 4.
I love
the
the scene with Rachel McAdams when she's in the bar with the gun that she thinks is fake.
Yeah, it's funny. It's really funny. And the scene where what does she say now? And she's like, "Is he dead or he's dead or something like?" When
Oh no,
that's
he
like-
died.
Yeah, that's it. That was really funny. It was just a really, really enjoyable film. I watched Rushmore, which was I need to get into Wes Anderson's filmography. I've only seen 4 of his films. I liked it, didn't love it. It was a 3.5. It was a good film. So I'm gonna go through them obviously next few weeks. So
I will say if you 3.5 is obviously I think a good score. If you enjoyed Rushmore, that is closer to the bottom of like my ranking of Wes Anderson films.
Interesting, because it is quite highly rated, like a 3.9.
Yeah, I think it's a very good movie, but like
it was good. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy. What have you seen? I assume
I've only seen Budapest Hotel, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Rushmore, and the Darjeeling Limited.
Okay,
which I actually really liked. A lot of people think that's one of his worst. I actually was quite a big fan of that.
Yeah, that I think is like towards the bottom. I think you should watch The Life Aquatic of Steve Zissou. I think that's a really good one.
Yeah.
But you should definitely watch Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs does look interesting.
I think you will. I think that might be your number one Wes Anderson. And Moonrise Kingdom. Did you say you watched that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite.
I've heard that's good as well.
It's that's very good. I know Sophie
he's
also
only
rated
done
that very highly.
like 11 or 10, hasn't he?
Oh god.
So I watched them over the next few weeks. Whatever. I watched Phantom of Paradise, which is Brian De Palma. Obviously, I was on a bit of a Brian De Palma kick from Blowout. Been told to watch Phantom Paradise, which is like a musical. It's very similar to Rocky Horror Picture Show, if any of you've seen that. It was really good. I don't like musicals. It was really good. Fucking weird though. 1917, watched it again. I had a really bad mental health day, so I thought I'd watch a film that's gonna make me cry fucking loads, and it did, as always. Watched it with Anna the first time. She enjoyed it, which is a surprise. I don't know if you guys have seen a film called 13. It's one of those films that's got quite a cult following. It's like an early 2000s coming of age film. There's like clips all over TikTok and stuff like that. Watched that, fucking hated it. Just hated it. It was like a 1.5 for me. And then I watched a zombie film last night called Alive, which is South Korean Netflix original. Fine. And then obviously The Evil Dead, which we will go on to on real quick. But yeah, a lighter week than usual. No real standouts apart from rewatches. Game Night and Phantom of the Paradise being the best things I watched this week anyway.
Yeah. Cam, heavy Star Wars week, I assume?
Yeah, Star Wars. I don't need to talk it too much, but Star Wars.
Yeah, it was also...
And then the movies we're talking, obviously.
Yeah. Same with me. Not a lot to talk. It was a big rewatch week just because work. The only thing I did watch that was new is I watched the remake of The Thing, 2011 remake of The Thing, which I actually...
I thought it was a prequel. Is it a remake?
I think it's a prequel. Yeah, I think it's a prequel. I think I kept saying remake, but I think it's a prequel. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Like, I didn't think it was the most egregiously shitty horror remake. Like, I gave it a 3.5. I think they captured the lore pretty well. I don't think they did anything to stand out, when compared side by side to the original Thing. And I think
Have you seen the original?
No, I have not seen the actual movie.
I can't remember what it's called. That's quite good as well. I think you should watch that a little bit.
Yeah, but other than that, rewatch week, watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding. After Sun, last night I watched, still makes me cry, fuck you, and Borat. So light week, just because started work and I was getting home a little late these weeks, and hopefully next week I'll get back on my grind. Hopefully tonight I'll go see Super Mario Bros. Honestly, but all right, moving on. Our draft. I am very excited for this draft. This is a draft. So a while back on Letterboxd, not even on Letterboxd, I feel like on Film Twitter too. Everyone was just talking about their favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
It was like weird. Like it just for like 1 week straight, everyone was like making Letterboxd lists, ranking their favorites, blah blah blah. So I did the same. And on Letterboxd, I have a list called my 53 favorite films. This started at like 50, and I've added 3 since then. And I'm sure I'm gonna.
I was gonna say, why is it 53?
Because I just keep adding movies left and right. That is the draft. You can only pick movies from my list of my 53 favorites. I was talking to Seth and the guys before this episode. I'm very excited to see where we go here because I don't know. I think it's all over the place with what you can pick.
I think we should all do one of these. I don't know why we haven't done one of these before.
Yeah, I was having such a tough time like figuring out what I wanted the draft to be. So I figured this was a good, it's not unique. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what my favorite movies are. These obscure, ridiculous films. But I don't know. I think this could be fun. The order is Cam, Seth, George, Tyler. Sorry, let me open my Google Sheets so I can write this ish down.
Yeah, a lot of interesting ways this draft could go because there's like so you have 53 favorites, and I feel like only like 10 of them are like a little niche to where like if you drafted them, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. But I feel like for the majority, a lot of these,
for the most part,
they're the ones I like.
I've seen 81% of these, and I'm trying to figure out what I haven't seen.
I've only seen 86%. I've not seen a few of these.
Cam probably hasn't seen polls.
Tyler, Seth.
I haven't seen a poll.
Wait, what did you say? What was your number?
Me?
Yeah,
86.
Yeah, that's higher than I thought.
Yeah, impressive. But I think for the most part, these are fairly like normal movies to watch. But then,
you throw in a couple of here and
there
there.
are a couple that like Pulse I haven't seen.
Are we making a rule? Because Into the Spider-Verse.
No. This is available.
This was the thing. We made this rule.
All right, that's fair.
It's available now because I'm testing the theory and I'm drafting Into the Spider-Verse.
Right, it's one.
I'm testing the theory. I'm testing the theory because I think the Dark Knight would be like
his first pick.
I think the Dark Knight would probably be drawing a lot, maybe Infinity War, but I'm testing the theory. I'm taking Into the Spider-Verse.
All right. Fair.
It counts in this one. If you say it's not, that's bullshit.
No, I will count it. I will absolutely. I just wanted to make sure with you guys because I figured if we counted it, it was going to be your first pick.
It's going to be. We're testing to see if it always wins.
All right. Seth.
Return of the King, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy pick.
Wait, I don't have Return of the King on my favorites list.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh, I get the fucking poster.
Trying to snake me.
No, because I change all my posters on Letterboxd, and every so often I just don't recognize a poster.
Yeah.
Well, my first pick's got to be The Dark Knight. That is my. It's not like I said before. It's not my highest ranked movie on my favorites, but since this is my favorites and my favorite film of all time is available, I'm gonna take it.
Very expected pick so far from all of you. I'll continue the expected picks and go La La Land.
Yeah.
And then I'll bring it on the back, turn around with The Social Network.
Ooh.
Tyler,
I swear this is like the fourth draft in a row you've drafted La La Land.
I mean,
because last time he chose
it's a 10 out of
Riley's
10.
picks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what he did.
Also, shout out Seth for picking up his second W last week with the 2000s.
Big win.
With the
Big
2000s draft.
The voting on the draft went different than I expected, honestly.
Yeah.
Same.
Fuck. I didn't do a good job at looking through this at all. I have a lot. Listen, I got good taste in movies. All right, I got good taste in movies. I think my second pick, I'm gonna pick it because it is one of my. It's got to be one of my most rewatched movies ever at this point. Oh, do I want that? No, stop. I'm gonna take. Fuck.
I don't know what he's thinking about here.
I think I do, but
This is so hard.
Maybe recency bias
I
for me.
want to take all of these movies because they're my favorites. Fuck off. I'm gonna take. You know what? Fuck it. It's on the board. I'm gonna take my second favorite movie of all time, Arrival.
yeah, I thought you might say
Okay.
that.
All right.
Ooh, I'm trying to think what my second highest ranked film on here.
Seth looking at my list, wondering where everything from the '60s is.
Barry Lyndon. Where's this boy?
Yeah,
Well, actually, that's 70s, but still. I will go with. I think Old Boy. Yeah, Old Boy is my second highest.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Figured that would be your pick. It's there for you.
So, I think there's one I can hold off on for a while. I'm gonna take Whiplash second.
I think with those first two picks alone, you're going to win. But
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think I can add something that'll give me a win as well, but I don't necessarily.
I know exactly.
I don't necessarily want to be too basic.
I know what you're looking at right now.
There are definitely movies that I rate higher. I'm not gonna be basic today. Maybe I will in the back half, but I'm gonna take There Will Be Blood.
Okay, I like that.
Nice.
Tyler's
I
greatest
do
movie of all
love There Will
time.
Be Blood.
Yep.
It's a very good movie. I'm not gonna argue that.
Seth.
Is it me?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll go. I think. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be The Shining. Yeah, The Shining.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought you'd take that last time, but Old Boy makes sense.
I didn't know if you had
I think-
one over on here, but you probably don't.
I don't.
No.
It's close though. Like I might add it.
Yeah.
Seth, everyone's gonna know who Seth is in this draft. Seth's
Probably.
draft is going exactly, and
That's
I know
cool.
exactly what his fourth pick is going to be too. My next pick. Oh, this is so tough for me. I have to take one of my. Well, I have to take my favorite filmmaker, which I already did, but I'm going to take him again. And I'm going to take Interstellar.
Oh, I thought you were gonna take Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's like for some reason I just
pick.
think he's your favorite filmmaker.
I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna be drafting off this in order of what I have these movies rated.
Yeah.
So the next highest for me would be Avengers: Infinity War. So
Oh,
I'll put
wow.
that on the board.
Really?
I was waiting for someone. I didn't know when that was going to get taken.
Well, that was the movie I was talking about that I think I could have sealed the draft with.
Oh,
well, maybe you
okay.
were talking about something different.
I
but-
was talking about something different.
okay.
But okay,
Yeah.
okay. That makes sense.
I was gonna take that my next pick as well. That's annoying, man. Oh well, what are you gonna do?
And then I'll
Don't
go
mind,
with I'm torn between two here because I both have them tied in my rankings, but I'll go with the one that I have on tiebreaker a little higher. That's Dune.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like it. I like that pick.
I like it too. Fuck, my fourth pick. Oh shit in my mouth.
Okay.
My fault. I'm gonna take it. This is a draft of my favorites, and this has easily been my favorite movie of the last couple of years, and that is The Batman.
Yeah, I was expected. Was that what you were talking about when you said rewatches?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first.
Well, it could have
Yeah,
been one or
that's-
two because you've been rewatching another one that's on this.
Yeah,
list
there's
as well.
another one on here.
Yeah, I've been rewatching a lot of.
Yes, a
Yes.
lot.
No, maybe not recently, but when you got it, you rewatched it 15 times, and then
Oh, Dune.
no,
No, Puss in Boots.
Oh, just- yeah.
Yeah.
you haven't rewatched it in like a week, is what I meant.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
a long
I
time for Joe.
thought you were thinking of because I've watched La La Land like 3 times in the last 2 weeks, so I thought
Oh,
that.
really?
New release. Yeah, new release.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. I got Gotham City as 50% of my
It's
draft board right now.
That's all right.
George, what was I going to pick?
I think you're gonna pick The Thing.
No, I'm going to pick 2001.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Okay.
that'll be.
Yeah, you're gonna get the thing.
Yeah,
don't
I was
you
gonna
worry.
say.
I know
Um,
the things, obviously.
Cam is
Yeah,
not thinking
so I'm getting all 98 out of 100s or higher, so I'm happy with my picks. I'm gonna take Blade Runner 2049 with my next pick, and then I'm gonna take The Truman Show to end it out.
Is that on there?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
at the
Oh,
very
love
bottom.
that
It's a great
pick.
film.
I love all these picks. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, it's your list, I would hope.
Yeah,
I love
that.
that thing.
I'm a big fan of these picks. Well
I would
done,
hope.
guys.
Thank you.
I don't know who I would vote for though. Myself.
I think Seth, you already said what you're taking, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I think so. Let's double
Okay.
check.
Give it a look.
Seth, I don't know if you missed it, but Zack Snyder's Justice League is still on the board.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah, it's right there. You can take it.
Yeah. Wait. Ooh, maybe. No, it's The Thing. It's The Thing. It's The Thing. I'll take The Thing. That's fine.
That's fair.
Most Seth draft board I've ever seen.
You know what? There was a certain animated film that was pushing it, and a certain coming of age film was also pushing it. But I think
I didn't know you liked the Flashpoint Paradox that much.
Yeah, yeah, you're a big fan of the Flashpoint.
Yeah.
What was it? Perfect Blue?
Probably yours.
No, I haven't seen that. It's Your Name.
Your Name's great.
Yeah.
Your Name's great.
Um,
I thought you'd have Spirited Away on here.
Yeah. Where? Spirit Away. Oh, no, it's
Listen,
not.
I think Spirited Away is one of the goats, but
I thought you did.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I think I would
That's good.
prefer. I think Your
Your
Name
Name.
is up there as one of my favorites. Same with
Your Name
Inside
is
Out.
very, very good.
Obviously, Into the Spider-Verse. I still can't wait for you guys to watch Suzumi. Like, I'm very
Yeah, I'm
excited.
excited.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
just-
going to say that next week.
I'm very excited to see how you compare it to Your Name. If either of you guys haven't seen Your Name, fucking watch it.
I'm gonna watch that other one first. What was the other one? Weathering with You.
Weathering with You, yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch that one first.
Okay. With my final pick, I just feel like it would be a disservice not to pick this movie, considering it is one of my 5 favorite films of all time, and that is the OG Blade Runner.
That's a good pick. It's a good pick.
All right.
I know it is.
Final pick. I'll go Joker.
Ooh.
Is that the last pick of all of it, right?
It
yeah,
should be,
that's the last pick. Were you talking about Superbad, Cam? Oh no. That's what I was talking about. When you said I can pick a movie to seal the deal, I thought you were talking about Superbad.
Superbad would have been a good votes pick.
Yeah,
I knew
that's what I thought. I was looking straight at it.
For myself personally, I picked all 98 out of 100s or higher. So I'm happy with my draft.
I just
I'm
picked my order. Same as
I'm
same as
shocked
Tyler.
Seth
Oh.
didn't take Deathly Hallows.
No,
I'm
I have
shocked.
4.5.
Not over the ones.
It's fair.
I have
Well,
like loads.
Are all
like,
of the other ones of 5?
the top 12 films on here are 5 for me.
Okay.
Wait, well that doesn't make sense. As in, there's 12 films that are 5 for me on here.
What do you all rate Eternal Sunshine? Because obviously George is 5 star.
4.5. It's a great film. It's a great film.
Yeah.
It's
playing
maybe a 5 on rewatch.
It's playing at my local theater on Tuesday. I might try and get Riley to come with me.
Have
you
for
seen
the
it?
big screen.
I have it
I have, but I
93
want to
out
go
of
see it again.
Yeah, I'd watch it. If it was in cinema,
So
I'd definitely
good.
go see it.
What a good. I mean, just looking at my list of favorites, this is a good list of movies.
They're your favorites. I'd
Yeah,
say.
this is
These are your favorites.
Yeah,
you know what
these
I
really
would
do
love
be-
to know, and oh my god, I would love to know this. I would love to know, taking all 53 of these movies, how many times I've seen them, like total.
A lot.
Right, because you
Probably
probably
three
haven't
hours.
logged
Same
every
with me,
watch
so.
on Letterboxd.
Yeah, I haven't logged every watch on
Letterboxd.
Letterboxd,
Yeah.
but like in my lifetime, I wish I could just pull out a stat from my ass that just said, yeah, you've seen 53 movies and you've seen them a combined total of 3,000
A lot.
times.
Yeah, I would say.
I have a
at least
question for
53 times.
I have a question for Cam and Tyler specifically.
Hmm.
What is the lowest rated film on George's list for you, and what rating is it?
It's a good question.
I think the original Blade Runner I have in the high 80s.
I've got It Follows at 3. Sorry, George.
What?
Yeah, I was
I know.
gonna say I'm surprised he had that on his list. I didn't
Okay,
really
so
look at that.
No,
Blade
George-
Runner's
no,
an
he likes
89.
I need to add,
Deathly Hallows is
actually,
an
damn.
88.
I mean, I don't think it would have changed the draft
Oh.
board, but I'm changing this to my 54 favorite movies of all time now.
What you are doing?
I'm adding Malignant.
So
that would be even worse.
that's
than
the
two for me.
lowest for me then.
That's
but
it now.
you guys are gonna hate this take.
Here
My
we
lowest
go.
on here is The Hangover at a 78.
What?
No, I don't hate that. I
Wow,
do a
that's
4
crazy.
stars, like around.
I think
American
that's a
Pie
good-
is a 4 star.
I mean, that is a 4-star for me, but that's the lowest on here that I have rated.
My lowest is Aliens. I have a 7 out of 10.
That is wild. That's your lowest. That's
That's
offensive.
a take. That's a take. For
My
sure.
I actually
my
respect-
lowest. Hold on. Wait, how did I just rank this? Oh, okay.
Oh no!
My-
Wait. Sorry. Keep going.
I mean,
Sorry.
I was gonna say nothing on this list. Obviously, it's my favorites. Nothing is below a 4 out of 5 stars. But like, if I were to rank them, I would probably put American Pie last.
I
L.
also tied with The Hangover. I have Zack Snyder's Justice.
You're
League.
such a scummy bitch. I'm gonna start hate
Well,
commenting.
4 out of 5, man.
After I watched Benchwarmers last night, I turned on American Pie, but I fell asleep like 30 minutes in. Not because it was a bad
American
movie, but
Pie
just because it
is
was
so-
way
I don't
too
know
late
if I
at
have it
night.
rated.
American.
Oh.
But I watch American Pie like 3 times.
Oh, I do have
American
a
Pie
rating.
is so
Are there
fucking
spin-offs
good.
worth watching too? Like all the other American Pie movies, are they still solid or not as good?
I think the 2 and 3 are still pretty good. The
yeah.
reunion was a little bit. The spin-off ones are
spin-offs
pretty
suck.
bad.
Beta
They're
House,
bad.
the
They're
Naked
bad.
Mile, those suck. Girls Rule, they suck. But
Okay.
like, I think the trilogy and reunion is like,
They're all okay, and the first
Yeah.
2 are good for me.
yeah.
Definitely.
All right, draft recap. Cam, of course, took Into the Spider-Verse. Whiplash, There Will Be Blood, Blade Runner 2049, and The Truman Show. Seth took Return of the King, Old Boy, The Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and The Thing. George took The Dark Knight, Arrival, Interstellar, The Batman, and Blade Runner. And Tyler took La La Land, The Social Network, Avengers: Infinity War, Dune, and Joker. I think this is a pretty easy draft to pick who's who. if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
100%. 100%.
Like, people are going to say Return of the King and Old Boy, Seth, La La Land, Tyler, The Dark Knight, and Arrival, George, Into the Spider-Verse, Cam.
100%.
And that wraps up episode 31. Shout out to everyone who tunes in weekly. Shout out to all the new listeners. Again, we are all over social media on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Letterboxd as well. If you want to keep up with everything we are watching, I update that once a week. YouTube and Apple, Spotify. Give us a follow, give us a subscribe, rate us 5 stars, drop us a rating. It really helps us out a ton. We love all the support and love we are getting. Shout out to our executive producers, Al Bodie, Mac Wells, Marcellus, Miley or Mile Ludi, I apologize, Remy Walker, Seven Ma Jeffy, Ben Hansey, Benjamin Vesh, Cameron Volker, Dean Kodamanidis, Ferdinand 04, John Anderson, Jordan Gag, Reese David, Tobias Johnson, Will Kim, and Eunice BBX. That wraps up episode 31. Thank you all for tuning in. If you've made it to the end of the episode, drop a comment on the YouTube. What is your favorite fruit? Take care, guys.